Welcome to the National Stadium in St. George's, Grenada for match day 6 of the NLA GPL T20. We have featuring first up, it's the big rivalry matchup between St. George and St. Mark. The capital parish versus the Sunset City from the West Coast, Grenada. St. George versus St. Mark. We had the toss earlier on, and at the toss, St. George's won the toss and they decided to bowl. We're going to give you the team news. St. George's, they're playing 11. They're led by Cyprian Forsyth for the third match. The squad includes Emmanuel Stewart, Kem Charles, Kenneth Demba, Nicholas Redhead, Cyprian Forsyth, Johan Jeremiah, Javid Hazard, Daryl Cyrus, Javel St. Paul, Akim Alexis, and playing in his first match in the tournament, Brian Douglas. St. George's team, which has been successful so far, strengthened by the inclusion of the two Windward Islands Volcano players.
Yeah, good morning, Kerry, and good morning to listeners, viewers, wherever you are this morning, and overcast stadium this morning. But good for cricket as we about to see the first delivery. Nicholas Redhead going to picking up the attack from that southern end, and he will be bowling to Milius, Volcano players. Just before I try to run the St. Mark's team, as we look at the first delivery from Redhead to Milius, outside the off stump lifting. Good delivery. For St. Mark's, Micah Narayan captain, Shion Andrew, Naiwan Belfon, Ronald Etienne, Corvin Gangadine, Stephen Granger, Clifford Mark, Camilla Milius, Sunil Narayan, Kenroy Peters, and Ronald Williams.
Yes, the St. Mark's team, which had a very comprehensive victory yesterday against St. John, their first victory for the tournament, so they'll be feeling pumped up to face this encounter against a very good St. George's lineup.
Yeah, vital game for St. Mark's. They would really want to win this game today. We are coming down to the semi-final stages, so this critical game for St. Mark's.
Yes, it's very important. Teams need to now keep winning, and those who haven't done so before to start winning to get into the final four. As we watch the point standing from after yesterday's match, we know St. Patrick's Day would have picked up a victory. They gone up to 8 points. St. Mark, they're on 4, so they are all jostling for the final 4 spots. St. Andrews, they continue to lead the table with 12 points. St. Andrew and St. David's on 8, and St. David's will play later on and hoping for another victory to get further on up into standing. As Milius flashes behind the delivery, one which was a bit short in length, a little room, and trying probably to hit it over the gully backward point region, Crony.
Yeah, you're looking to hit it over backward point. A short lifting delivery by Redhead. Seemed to be walking up some pace there. Looking to flash, they missed it. St. Mark's will certainly depend on Milius really to help set the foundation to make this sort of score that really going to be challenging for St. George's.
Yes, Milius, he hit some quite lusty blows, especially those similar type shots over the cover region off the back foot. As we see this one wraps him on the pad, tickles behind square where the fielder does from long leg does the fielding. So the first run on the board, it's first run via, it's no signal from, so it's one run off the back from Kimani Milius.
Yeah, looking to clip this one some way on the onside, maybe through square leg. Maybe come off the edge and onto the pad, and just went out on the onside, and he picked up his first run.
Yes, as we see change off their left-handed bats, left-handed Shion Andrew. He takes strikes, so the field crosses over for Shion Andrew. Sort of similar field. We have a 6-3 field. 3 fielders on the leg side being mid on. Backward square and long leg. Oh, and he plays that one. He fends at a short delivery outside the off stump. Edge taken. Simplest of catches to the wicketkeeper Emmanuel Stewart. And St. George's, they strikes early. St. Mark, they're 1 for 1.
Yeah, good lifting delivery by Redhead. I've been able to, as we look at the play, good lifting delivery, and what a good delivery. It was close to him, and you can see that Andrew they trying to take the bat away, but was not successful and just took the top of the bat, and the keeper picking up a simple catch.
Yeah, advisably, as we've seen something similar yesterday. The Grenada, we've seen so far in this tournament that in situations where batsmen can be advised to drop their their hands or their wrist, Rooney, they keep going after those deliveries, short of a length, climbing and going at it with their wrist high. And had he dropped his hand, he could have just, watch it cross his chest and surf into the gloves of the keeper.
Yes, I think it was a good line, very close to him. But yes, it calls for technique there. You drop your wrist and allow it to go through. But I think it also was a quick delivery.
Yeah,
so you had to react very quickly, and I don't think he did react quickly there and took the edge and taken by the keeper.
Yeah, Nicholas Redhead, we would say is one of the fastest bowlers so far in the tournament, and that little bit of extra pace. Yesterday they played St. John's, and Jonathan Taylor, he was kicking up a head of steam earlier on, but Nicholas Redhead is certainly a few yards quicker than Taylor.
Well, Granger replaces Andrew.
Wide
deliveries signaled by the umpire. Not the best shot we have seen. Fourth delivery from Granger. Wide of the off stump and flashing at it. Taken by the keeper.
Yeah, sort of Nicholas Redhead just trying for that extra probably out of pace there. Spray that one outside the off stump. He's been guilty a little bit in the tournament, especially in the first match. He's been guilty of spraying it about the place, but he'll be looking to get back closer to the off stump line. And this time he tries to get closer, but this time he sprays it down the leg side. So another wide, another extra to St. Mark. They moved 3 for 1. And Nicholas Redhead certainly give you a mixed bag so far, and it's over.
Yeah, his line. Just had to get the line right. Probably trying to look for too much pace there. One wide of the off stump, and this one pitching maybe somewhere around leg stump, but going down the leg side. You just need to keep it that off stump line. I think it will be more effective.
Oh, very good shot ball there from Redhead. Had the batsman ducking, and Crony, we certainly seen it all. A bit of hostility and aggression in this over from Redhead.
Yes, quick over. You could see the hostility in the over, but just his line need to adjust his line. Maybe just around off stump just to make sure you get the batsman to play. But we also saw him bowling a pretty good delivery to Andrew, which was a good lifting delivery. He was not able to get out of the way, and Redhead picking up that early wicket. So at the end of the first over, St. George's winning the toss and batting. They are 3. St. Mark's actually being asked to bat. They are 3 for 1.
Yes, as the change of bowling. The opening the bowling from the northern end. We'll see Javel St. Paul. He has bowled quite well in the tournament so far. Very good dead bowler. So you'd expect probably him to bowl 1 or 2 up front and save the rest of his allocations for the back end of the innings. And the St. George's team today with Redhead, the third seamer in the attack today, playing his first match of the tournament, Brian Douglas. And Redhead so far in the St. Paul so far in the tournament is actually the leading wicket taker for St. George's with 7 wickets, the bulk of which has come to the back end of the inning with his best spell of 3 for 4 against St. John. And that delivery pitched up to Milias goes for the booming drive. The ball tails away from him slightly and goes through to the keeper. So encouraging start there from St. Paul. A little bit of overcast conditions, and I think advisably you'd want to keep the ballers further up to the batsman to see if you can get some movement both ways. Yeah,
very important that the bowlers keep the ball up to the bat. You don't want to give it time to swing. But the irresponsible shot played by Milius, they thought this was wide at the off stump, he just flashed at it and he really didn't move much.
As Milius, he goes for the booming drive, the fielder, oh my goodness, he made a mess of it. We're trying to, that is Brian Douglas. He came running in off the boundary and the ball just sailed over his head, bounced inside the ropes and trickled over the ropes of 4. Crony, had he remained on the boundary, might have been a simple opportunity for a catch.
Yes, he had to remain where he won. That would have really fell straight into his lap. But again, sort of irresponsible by Milius. They look at the hit a ball from outside the off stump, somewhere over long on.
Yeah,
and
totally.
And the fielder really misjudged it there.
Totally bad there from Douglas charging in from the boundary, and the ball just drops about 2 meters behind him. As we see St. Paul bots his run up there, and Milius certainly looking ultra aggressive with those 2 deliveries there. Not convincing, but at the end of the day, he survives and 4 runs to Milius. 4 more runs to Milius.
He's that sort of player would tend to give the bowler a chance. I think he's been very loose. We have seen him looking to hit Redhead over backward point, very early. And those two shots that he played, I think, is irresponsible shot. One would think, he would want to settle down and he want to make sure that the team consolidate from where they are now.
And that one shot delivery, and he comes inside the line and lifts it behind the fielder at short, a fine leg. 4 good looking runs to Milius, and his second boundary in the over. St. Mark 11 for 1.
Yeah, good shot delivery, and they give it a full treatment. He was quickly across the wicket there and hitting it over backward square, which is vacant, and went down to the boundary for 4. Good shot.
Yeah, so the fielder is shot on the fine leg is shot, third man is back, and the other fielder out is the fielder on cover point. That it looks to be Kenneth Demba. The Volcano players doing the duties on the cover point boundary. And Milius lists this one over the infield on the onside, and that's going to cross the ropes. 3-4 consecutive boundaries to Milius, and he goes motoring along. He's 13, St. Max 15 for 1 in over number 2.
Yeah, a good shot. Again, shorter length, and he whipped it from outside the off stump. It's a safer shot because, he was able to pick up the bunks really well, and there's nobody in mid wicket. The leg side field, they have a backward square, a mid wicket, and the normal mid wicket position, and a mid on. So there's 3 players on the leg side.
That one trying to overcompensate, and he pushes it wide off the field, the attacking batsman, and 1 more extra to the total. So far, just inside 2 overs. St. George's has already conceded 3 extras, 3 wides.
I see the field for Milius is 1 slip, third man, right back on the boundary. You have a extra cover, and a mid off. And just 3 players on the onside, mid wicket, mid on, and backward square.
On that one, rushes Milius. He comes, looks for the pool, but that one a bit onto him faster than he expected. Probably would have taken the gloves and just bobbled behind, drop shot off the wicketkeeper Emmanuel Stewart as we watch the replay. That one came off, looked more like the forearm, and drops just behind the wicket, and there's no runs and no danger to the batsman and St. Mark.
Yeah, he was beaten for pace there. That ball really rushed onto him as he was looking to pull, and took it high up.
And Milius drives. Is beaten on this occasion, looking to hit that one over the fielder at the mid-on position. So the end of an eventful over, an over in which we've seen Milius dropped, one in which he hit 3 fours and beaten. At the end of 2 overs, St. Mark 16 for 1.
Yeah, 16 for 1. Milius survived, but certainly some of the shots we are seeing, is particularly when he's driving, really does not look safe. He's not to the pitch of it, and he just seemed to be looking to hit more on the onside. And that last delivery again, beating him outside the off stump, he was looking for drive somewhere over mid-on.
As you see, another wide delivery from Reddit signal, so too is wide by the umpire. So St. George's, they're a bit ill-disciplined so far with the in terms of the extras. 4 extras conceded in 2 overs, and the total now 17 for 1.
Yeah, a bit wide again. Redhead trying to extract pace, and again straying that ball wide off the off stump. But even the shot that was played by Granger, one would have thought he could have been on his back foot and had enough time to hit that ball somewhere down to backward point. So there is still also some irresponsible batting.
Oh my goodness, an almighty heave from Stephen Granger, probably looking to hit that one in the River Road Bridge area. Completely lost his shape there as the ball goes behind to be taken by the wicketkeeper.
Yeah, one have to question the strategy used by the batsmen in terms of what they are trying to achieve. It's a fairly good length delivery. You can look at the ball and push it away, and you can pick up your ones and your twos, but a big swing outside there of somebody with no close to the ball.
Yes, Redhead, encouraged by that last delivery, continues to bowl short delivery, and that good length delivery, and he has Stephen Granger fiddling at that one outside the off stump, and Crony, certainly the technique is absent so far for the batsman from St. Mark.
Yeah, and Redhead had to use that to his advantage, keep bowling a lot straighter, so you would cause the batsman to play. And obviously, he's playing away from the ball, and might be a thought of maybe putting a second slip, maybe pulling out the mid off and push back the extra cover and put a second slip.
And he goes for the big heave, and that one can continue. Look like he's going to sail over the ropes. And probably if that was the boundary size we were playing with last week, might have been a good easy catch there to the fielder at the mid fine leg position. But that one just sails over the heads of fine leg for 6. Stephen Granger, he's fortunate with probably that one, Crony, 6 runs.
Well, he made good contact, not too much a bad delivery, just coming into him, and he swung lustily and picked it up and hit it over the backward square for 6. So good contact, but again, pretty chancy in terms of the shot making. St. Mark's will just need to settle a bit.
And again, delivery outside the line of the off stump, and Granger, certainly Crony at this moment, there seems to be only one gear he's batting in, and this is 5th gear going up the west coast.
Yeah, just one shot is being played. You can see, so long as the ball is outside the off stump, is one shot he's going to look to play, and this is probably to hit somebody over cover, as the case may be. 23 for 1, we in the third over, and Redhead so far conceded 10 runs. As
another delivery at this time, just a bit outside the off stump. Probably the umpire may have thought of signaling for that one as wide. Shion Andrew was probably hoping the umpire did that one, but that one probably just tail back in. Maybe just on the margin there. So
yeah, just on the margin there, and it actually moved away. So it could have gone anyway in terms of being signaled for wide there.
Yeah, I think that's one truly what definition of what would call an umpire's call on the wide. And that delivery, Andrews is solidly behind it, pushes it back to the fielder, Crony. So surprisingly, at the end of the final delivery, in the end of a defensive shot from Stephen Granger.
Yeah, 23 for 1 in 3 overs. And Kerry, just a comment in terms of the way the wicket is being played. I think we need to highlight the quality of wicket that we have for these games. It's good for batting, and the bowlers can get as much if they put in on that wicket. They can get some result. Interestingly, overcast condition, and yet the wickets still seem to be playing pretty good. No awkward bunks, and I think the groundsmen have been doing a very good job.
Yes, I think we need to commend the curator Holas and his staff here at the National Cricket Stadium for the excellent job in terms of preparing this wicket. As we see that one guided by Milius behind point. They feel that Cyrus, he does the fielding, so they cross over for 1. So it's currently 24 for 1. 18 of those runs have come off the boundary, 3 4s and 1 6. So the singles is not something we've seen quite frequently, and probably just advisable to get those 1s and 2s. 1s keep the strike turning over, so the batsmen may have to readjust the length to separate batsmen, and bowlers would have to readjust the length to the different batsmen. As this one, Shion, he drives down the ground, not getting much power, can beat the fielder in mid-on. That is the keeper for the previous matches. That is Javed Hazard. He does the fielding, so no run. And Andrew Granger looking to keep the pressure on St. George's. He's scoring. He's 6 from 8 deliveries, 1 touring, 6 over fine leg, and he's looking to get on with the action. As we see a change in the field, the fielder at fine leg is called into the circle, and Jeremiah, who is at mid-off, he's pushed back just about 75 yards to the boundary.
Yeah, interesting that they are playing without a long leg, and you would think, for the fast bowler in particular, and we are only in the 4th over, that you will want to have that fielder on a long leg boundary.
As we see, he goes, and that's an opportunity. he goes over the top, over the cover region. Jeremiah, the fielder, push back. He had some running around to do to collect the ball. They crossed for 2. So
Walking big man.
Jeremiah called into action immediately. He probably thought for a moment he might have been in action in terms of taking the catch, but the ball kept moving away from him, and he had to retrieve the ball to send it back to the keeper. 2 more runs to Granger, 2 more to St. Mark.
Granger again looking to hit that one somewhere over mid-on, and the ball just moving away slightly and got it high on the bat and went over cover. And the fielder there having to run back, and they was able to pick up 2 runs.
So that delivery drives sort of stopped by Alexis, and the batsman is thinking for 2. Granger is coming back, running to the strikers, and return comes in. Very good return from Jeremiah, but can't beat Granger. 2 more runs to Granger. He moves to 10, and St. Mark 28 for 1.
Just a bit of a misfeeling there by Alexis. Again, full toss, and Granger probably should have done a lot more with this one. Again, looking to play somewhere to mid-on and ended up on the offside, just past Alexis, and was able to pick up 2 more runs.
And Milius drives over the top. Jeremiah, he has some running to do, but he can't stop that, can only retrieve it behind the ropes. So another boundary to Milius, another boundary to St. Mark, and they're 32 for 1 in over number 4.
Yeah, pitch up, and Granger hit it over cover. I think it was over pitch, and it really, this is probably this sort of shot again. Is you see the bat coming, and he looking to play some way on the onside. And again, with the ball moving away slightly, he was able to hit it over cover, and he went down to the boundary for 4. But more confidence in that shot we seen there from Granger. He's on 14. 14 is Milius. It's 32 for 1, and we are in the 4th over. St. Paul in his 2nd over so far conceded 22 runs. As he's about to bowl his final delivery in the 2nd over, which is played to gully confidently by Granger. That concludes the 4th over. St. Mark's being sent into bat. They are 32 for 1.
Yeah, very solid start there from the batsmen from St. Mark, losing the wicket in the early over, but they have been able to pick up some boundaries. In total, 4 fours and 1 6, 32 for 1, going at 8 runs and over. Certainly a positive start with the bat in the early proceedings. So
it's necessary for both batsmen to just continue to play sensibly. Now they have at 4 overs, they are 32, scoring at 8 runs per over. Now you can relax, you can settle yourself, and just continue to push the ball around. And St. Mark's will be hoping that this pair is going to bring them maybe back until maybe the 15th over. They will want to know that they have a very good foundation as Redhead continue this 3rd over.
Milius drives that one to solidly to the fielder, who bobbles it at the mid-off, and they cross over for a single. That is Kem Charles in the mid-off region.
Just some adjustment to the field. Again, there's no long leg. Interesting position. Fielder just on the 30-yard circle, and what I call Kerry no man's land.
Yeah, can he save the 4? Can he save the single? What is he's actually doing that position as Redhead charges in, and a big booming drive from Granger, and he follows it up by shadowing a forward defensive outside the off stump. But Granger, anything up in his arc, he's looking to go downtown.
Well, that just seemed to be the player he is that he'll give it all. Particularly if it's around the off stump, and he continues to play that way as that ball left him outside the off stump.
Yeah.
A slip on a 3rd man, backward point square cover on a long off.
And to that delivery, Granger, he's stabbing at it and plays it out to the 2 close in fielders on the offside. And for Granger, it's either two modes at the moment. He has 14 runs, 1 4 1 6, so that's 10 of that 14. And he doesn't seem to have that midway game, probably where he can probably just play with soft hands, drop the ball close in, get off strike, get the other batsman on strike, and he'll certainly be be advisable to develop that, because once the cricket continues and you meet higher quality players and higher level of competition, they will sort out your weakness. They won't offer you much deliveries for boundaries, so you need to develop that in between game. And to that one, he goes swinging. The fielder runs in. Hazard takes a good catch coming in off the final third man boundary. So as we are speaking about Granger looking to bat in one with the ball pitched up outside the off stump, he went for that big heave, probably looking to hit over the long on area, gets a thick outside edge, flew to the fielder down there at third man, and very smart catch from Hazard running in from the boundary. 2 down for St. Mark.
Yeah, well, we expected that to happen anytime. Really have been playing some strange shots, but maybe that's the way that he plays. And when he gets room, he's going to swing his bat, and that delivery was a fairly good length. And he tried to hit it somewhere over long on. He seemed to favor the leg side, and it came up the edge, went down to third man, and Hazard coming in to take a simple catch. So St. Mark's losing the second wicket. We are in the 5th over, 33 for 2. Stephen Granger caught Hazard bowl red head for 14. He faced 15 deliveries and 19 minutes, and he hit 1-4 and 1-6. So St. Mark's 33 for 2, as we see the advent of Ronald Etienne, one of the senior players who would have represented Grenada at all levels and has done well playing for Grenada. And one would think that he's one of the senior players on the side, and with Milius, maybe they could show some form of respectability in terms of how they approach the innings.
Yeah, ATN so far 46 runs in the tournament. Would have been disappointed with his return so far, and he's certainly one of those big game players. So he would be looking to put his hand up today for St. Mark to put down help set them a competitive total which they can defend later on. Got out sort of disappointingly yesterday after hitting Larry Edward for 4 and 6 of consecutive deliveries, and got out to the third ball, cut down at long on.
Yeah, I wonder if it wasn't overconfidence. For he went in there and the sort of shot that he played, is not what you put towards Etienne in terms of his style of play. But I think today has been a different day. Very important game for St. Mark's. They must win if they want to have any chance to get into the last 4. And these are the 2 players I think they will heavily depend on in terms of giving them the sort of score that they will feel comfortable about.
Yeah, this really hard to the batting, because to come you still have Sunil Narayan, who made a very wonderful 50 yesterday, as Milius watches that one outside the off stump from Redhead, completes another successful over. So after 5 overs, it's 33 for 2. Milius is 15, and Ronald Etienne is yet to score. Yeah, so Sunil, he got 50 runs yesterday. He was involved in a big partnership with his uncle Mike Narayan, which helped rescue St. Mark's from a precarious position against St. John. And the 2 next up, then you still have the likes of Naron Belfon and Kenroy Peters, who are known to be quite long hitters of the ball, but these 2 they'll be expecting them to bat for as long as possible.
Yeah, as I see Milius playing at the highest level, and he really is an ace batsman on the team. And you have Etienne, who has shown that he has experience. He's a very knowledgeable cricketer, and St. Mark's will depend on these 2 really to set this solid foundation. The 2 are the better batters on the team, and they will be hoping that this pair really settle down and give St. Mark's the kind of score that they could feel comfortable with when the inning is concluded.
Yeah, as we see a change in the bowling for playing in his first match of the tournament, Brian Douglas. He's taking up the action from the northern end, as we has been a customary. Javel St. Paul just bowls too early. He was a bit expensive in his 2, going 2 overs for 11 run, as Douglas takes up the action from the northern end and wraps Etienne on the pad, who was coming forward, but that one probably would have been hit outside the off stump and fair way down the wicket. No really serious danger there, but Etienne looking to put pressure on Douglas quite early.
Good delivery. First delivery, really good delivery. Wonder if he got a bat onto it, or hit outside the off stump, but good delivery as he cut back in, and Etienne coming forward it was beaten.
Etienne, look, is one of those players that is always quick to capitalize on the match. He always like to boss the proceedings in the middle, and the young Douglas, to that one again, he approaches a batsman, gets across to it. Probably if he was in his normal standing position, may have been a wide, but he got so close to that delivery that he took out the option from the umpire.
Well, I think he got away with this one. To me, it looked pretty wide. Let's see. Yeah.
Yeah, as you look at the replay, not in a standing position would have been a wide, but because the batsman came across so far to the delivery, then it was probably in range for a normal cricket shot for the batsman. So the umpire using discretion this time as Douglas certainly rushed Etienne on this occasion, pushes it in back and plays it short on the onside.
Yeah, and a good delivery. He's cutting the ball into the bat, and Etienne, they just had to kind of hustle us, get into position and please on the onside. Good delivery. He has started very well. His line have been so far consistent outside the off stump. And Etienne, they having to really hustle to get behind this one to push it out on the onside.
Yeah, St. George's is one of the teams that seems to be rotating among the players. So now every player of the squad would have gotten a match after match one, and that one, sprayed outside the off stump, and the umpire on this occasion signals wide. So Crony, it's good to see that the squads they've been winning and they've been able to rotate the squad means certainly good harmony among the team that everybody's played in the tournament to date.
Yeah, it's good to know when you could keep your squad of players and everybody probably have an opportunity to play. It speaks to probably the depth of the players that you have on the St. George's team. To have Douglas come in and looking so impressive in his first over.
And to that one, Etienne drives, not convincingly, but he gets it over the cover position. 2 bounces into the boundary for 4. He probably was looking to hit that one a bit more straighter, came off the outer half of the bat, and 4 runs to Etienne. 4 more to St. Mark, they 38 for 2.
Yeah, over pitch delivery, and I think it was the right shot. As you said, he probably would have been looking to hit it a little bit straighter, maybe somewhere over mid-off, and you see the ball just seemingly moving away from him. And taking the outside half of the bat and went down to probably a square cover for 4.
Yeah, encouraging Reb Douglas, just probably would be advised to just keep the ball a little bit further away from the batsman in terms of length. And that one, Etienne eyes lit up when he saw it was thrown up close to him. And the batsmen of the caliber of Ronald Etienne, they do not seek a second invitation to go after those sort of deliveries. And this time Etienne gets inside the line of it, hit on the pad as the ball trickles behind to the fielder at the square position, that is Kem Charles, so no run scored.
And he's bowling to a 5-4 field, a third man, backward point, extra cover and a mid-off on the offside. Then there's a mid-on, mid-wicket, backward square leg, and this time Kerry there is someone on the long leg boundary.
Yeah, the 2 fielders, they're back behind the wicket and everyone else inside the circle. And Etienne gets a good delivery, which he comes behind and politely defended back to the bowler. So it's overall a good over from Brian Douglas. His first off the tournament, just conceding 5 runs in the final power play over. And at the end of the power play, St. Mark did 38 for 2.
Yeah, very good over by Douglas. His first over just seemed to be spot on with despite the over pitch delivery that the bowlers hit for 4. I think he was really on target. His line was very good. Certainly a good start. Just conceded 4 runs in his 5 runs in his first over. St. Mark's after 6 overs, 38 for 2.
Yes, as we see, it's going to be a change of bowling from the southern end. So it's going to see the Windward's Volcano off spinner from the island of St. Vincent. He will be taking up the action from the southern end. He's playing his first match, making his debut in the tournament for St. George. He would have been one of the players with the Volcano team that would have traveled to Antigua for the CWI Super 50 tournament. And it's certainly a top battle now at the middle. Kimani Milias from St. Lucia representing St. Mark against Kenneth Demba from St. Vincent representing the St. George's team here in the NLA GPL T20.
It will be very interesting, Kerry. These 2 players would know each other very well, practice together, so it will be interesting to see the approach of Milius. He's bowling to 1 slip, backward point, cover on the boundary and a long off.
And Milius gets forward and pushes it to Kem Charles, who is on the sweeper position on the offside. And as you would have heard, the encouragement being coming over the stump microphones there from the wicketkeeper Emmanuel Stewart. So it's another addition, feature we've had added to this match. Keep improving as the matches go on, and we can now hear some from the comments from the players in the middle, quite up close and personal encounter here at the NLA GPL T20.
Yeah, certainly we need to give a full compliment. We have been having some excellent work being done by technical team in making sure that we're able to bring this game.
And ATN goes asking for a single plate shot on the offside. Milia sends him back, and the keeper, Emmanuel Stewart, he attacked that delivery, sent it back to the stump, and I think at the end of the day, a smart decision there by sending back ATN, who just got back in time and looking to turn the strike over safely home.
Yeah, just a little misjudgment there as they were looking to steal a single which was not there.
And to that delivery, ATN gets inside and turns it to the fielder at the short fine leg position. There is enough time now to go through for the single. And ATN, he gets going. He's on 6, and St. Mark 41, 40 for 2.
Quiet over so far.
As Milius turns that one in a similar position where ATN did, more fielding there for Javel St. Paul, and Milius gets a single. And as we were speaking about the work of TNR Communications, top-notch outfit, you know, always looking to improve, always looking to add additional features and to bring such a top quality production to you wherever you're looking at it from, whether you're in the kitchen on a Sunday morning preparing lunch, whether you're in front of your television, whether you're in the outside in your phone or your tablets. TNR Communications, top-notch and an excellent job. So we want to commend all the staff involved, you know, Richie Olivier and all the rest of the team for an excellent production, the cameraman, the production team, the streaming crew. Certainly top-class production so far, and kudos to them for bringing an extra level of quality to our local cricket. As this one is pushed down the ground by ATN, and ATN certainly looking to be a bit more circumspect today as he was yesterday against the Winod Island spinner. This time looking to play a bit more, you know, in control and play within himself at the moment, as we see full delivery there from Demba, pushed down the ground. One more to ATN, he moves to 6, and at the end of the over, it's 42 for 2.
Yes, I think it's important that, you know, as we see ATN play there, we see from the fall of the second wicket, a little more maturity in terms of even the way Milius has played. You know, we saw a few deliveries from Redhead which he actually got behind and played easily, and we are seeing the ATN again showing his authority in terms of pushing the ball around, not looking to play any loose shots. I think it's very important these two stay and bat as long as possible if they are going to get the kind of score that they will be satisfied with.
Yeah, 7 overs, 42 for 2. You know, as we've been saying throughout, you know, it's any score of 140, 150, you're really in the game with those totals, and I think the first aim is to get up to 140 and as much more after that as they can get.
Well, I think they would be more happy with 160 to feel that in a position to really challenge. And St. George's, who have been playing pretty well so far, haven't lost a match. This is their 4th game. They are obviously in this game with a lot of confidence, winning the toss this morning and choose to field, which I think is the right decision. St. Mark's really want to, you know, produce this sort of score that really going to challenge the St. George's batters.
And to that delivery, flashing shot from ATN, 2 bunks, 1 bunks into the boundary, a bit of width, and ATN, he obliged, and he flashed hard. The ball flew toward the gully position, 1 bunks into the boundary for 4. So ATN, he moves to 10, and St. Mark, they 46 for 2 in over number 8.
Yeah, good shot by ATN. He had the room, and that ball was fairly well up, parabolic length outside the off stump, and he really cleared the backward point very, very easy. And the third man had no chance as it really flashed across the field for 4. Again, Kerry, compliments is not too much for the work that our technical team cameramen have been doing. I think they have been, as you say, improving daily, and are certainly lift the standard, the quality of the broadcast. I mean, the reports that we have been getting through the region have been very encouraging.
Oh, yes, certainly. And you know, to have the idea but to execute it is something totally different. And so far, I think, you know, if in my unbiased opinion, I think TNR Communications has certainly gotten an A+ so far for the delivery.
47 for 2. We are in over number 8. Douglas in the second over so far. 10 runs. As Milius just seemed to be taking something off the wicket. He's on 17. 16 deliveries so far.
Good shot from Milius, just opens the face and beats the fielder on the cover point and the cover boundary. Very good looking shot, full pitch delivery, just opened the face and pushes it on into the offside. It was more timing than power, and the 50 is up for St. Mark, 51 for 2 of 51 deliveries. 7 fours and 1 6. St. Mark 51 for 2. Milius is 21, and with him is 18 and 11.
Yeah, 15:39 minutes, I think, and we are in the 8th over. A fairly good start, but a beautiful shot by Milius. I think the best shot we have seen for the morning, over pitch, and the foot went out and he really stroked it beautifully to square cover. And the fielder, the sweeper on the boundary, really hadn't a chance, but it was well timed. And that should give him a great deal of confidence.
Yeah, Milius looking good so far, 21 of 17 full fours. Still looking to play within himself a bit, you know. Normally we know he can be much more aggressive than he is, but he's been a bit more selective this morning as he watches that one outside the off stump into the hands of the keeper. So very good start so far from the St. Mark batsmen, scoring at a very good healthy rate, 6.5 runs inside of the first 8 overs, laying the foundation for what can be a competitive total.
Yeah, they will just have to continue as they're going, you know, play each ball on its merit. There's no need to be taken on due risk. The runs just come in fairly easily, just pick the bad balls, and they have been doing well so far. 51 for 2, and we are still in the 8th over.
And to that delivery, Milius comes forward, pushes, can beat Akim Alexis there in the extra cover position. So it's the end of the 8th over, and after 8 over, St. Mark 51 for 2. Milius is 21, Ronald 18 on 11.
Yeah, this stand would be very important for St. Mark. We are seeing Milius looking more and more comfortable in this over, hitting 2 boundaries in the over. Milius cover drive, and we saw ATN slashing over backward point for 4. The batsmen look very comfortable. They don't seem to be in any bother, and they would just need to continue, put their head down and bat sensibly, and they want to bat very close to probably the end of the 20 overs to give St. Mark's a very good platform.
Yeah, it's going to be Demba to continue to bowl over number 9. So far, 1 over. Oh, that's going to be Cyrus, the leg spinner, number 10 on his back, a change in the bowling from the southern end. I think Demba probably will be coming from the opposite end. Cyrus, most of his bowling so far in the tournament has been from that end, where he has gotten a great deal of success. Cyrus so far has picked up 6 wickets in 3 matches, and bowling very economical also, 3.92 runs and over. So he's picking up wickets and he's keeping it tight. Certainly good stuff from the leg spinner from St. George's.
Yeah, and you're right. I think it's a right end for the leg spinner with the breeze coming across the field. You know, that is the end really the leg spinner should be bowling, and the off spinner really should be coming from this northern end. So let's see what Cyrus, as he prepared to bowl to ATN.
Start here, Scott. Start here, Scott. Beautiful here, Scott.
Delivery there, flighted delivery, pitched on the middle stump. ATN comes forward, pushes it back to the bowler, and we see giving some support to the bowler is Captain Forsyth. He has himself in slip, so still looking to attack. As ATN pushes that one, as the fielder from the long on boundary comes on and does the fielding, that would be Johan Jeremiah.
And he's bowling to a slip, a short third man, backward point, cover, long off, and cover fielder on the boundary, on the offside.
Oh, a short delivery. Milius looking to give himself some room. Maybe hit the toe portion of the bat, and for a moment there, the fielder at the backward point position, Kenneth Demba, he probably thought he was in action for a moment, but the ball just, kept eluding him. And Kem Charles off the bunch, she came in and did the fielding. As we see now, a midfield conversation there between the two leg spinners from the Windward Islands, Demba and Cyrus. Demba probably offering advice as to how probably to attack those two batsmen out there in the middle.
Yeah, short delivery, but turned, and I think Milius, he had a stretch to reach it, and got it in the air, but fall short of the fielder on the boundary, and he picked up like easy single. But again, we see Cyrus being able to extract some ton. It just need to just bring the ball up a bit. I think this one was short, and Milius was not able to get hold of it. As we see some changes, as it seemed to be Forsyth went back in slip and mid wicket.
Yeah, more strengthening of the leg side as it's just now St. Paul is put in the mid wicket position. Cyprian Forsyth was there, but he goes back to slip and look to strengthen. So it's now a 5-4 field. Bit more protection from bowling straight, and he comes forward, wrapped on the pad, and Ronald Etienne is giving out LBW. He seems to be disappointed with the decision. Daryl Cyrus strikes, Ronald Etienne goes LBW for 12, and St. Mark there 53 for 3, as we see the replay from this one. Oh, certainly looks cruddy. Etienne probably was complaining for an inside edge, but from that position, it looks like it probably may have evaded the bat. If we're gonna see the replay a second time, we may have another look at it. And Crony, I think that one missed the bat.
Yeah, it's very difficult to tell from here, but it just seems as though it missed the bat.
Yeah.
Etienne, very disappointed.
Yeah, look at it again, the replay another time. The batsman came forward. The bat was not even close to the delivery there. So I think at the end of the day, Crony, it was a good decision by the umpire. As we see the bat now comes forward. The ball misses the bat completely, wrapped on the back foot, and I think Etienne is struck in front. He is still disappointed, but I think that's a very good decision there from the standing umpire, Sean Manwaring, as Etienne goes LBW to Cyrus for 12. And St. Mark 53 for 3. The new batsman, the half a centurion from yesterday's match, Sunil Narain.
Yeah, that's a big blow struck there by Cyrus, picking up the wicket of Etienne. And I must say that Etienne were really trying to consolidate, to stay there. A good delivery by Cyrus. I think it was a quicker delivery also. And he just seemed to play down the wrong line.
Yes,
as that ball just passed the bat and hit him in front.
Yeah, and I think, oftentimes, batsmen will complain that, they get wrong decisions. But the beauty of this tournament, we have the streaming and we have the replay technology available. And it seems that it was a good decision there by the umpire.
Yeah, just a thought about Etienne showing descent wasn't the best thing to do. Sometimes in this game, you don't always have it right, but you need to accept the umpire's decision and move on.
Yeah, this one is played behind points. So St. George's, they've seen the back of the dangerous Ronald Etienne, the new batsman, Sunil Narain. He took a while to get going yesterday, but he certainly flourished at the end. That's another delivery from and he goes LBW. So it's 2 wickets in the over for Sunil Narain. For Daryl Cyrus, Narain too is not pleased with the decision as we wait the replay. Oh, as we would want to see that replay a second time there. Pitch maybe on the leg stump, turning away from the batsman.
Well, I think there are 2 things to consider there, Kerry. One is see where the ball pitches, if it pitches on wicket or outside leg stump.
Yeah, I think that one probably, it looks like it pitched in line, but probably would have hit the batsman outside the off stump.
Outside the off stump, yeah, and the tone would have taken it outside the off stump.
On the off stump there, so the unfortunate dismissal there from the youngster Sunil Narain. The ball did pitch in line, but that one would have continued outside the off stump, and I think it would have missed the off stump.
Yeah, certainly. Yeah, it pitched. Yeah, I can't feel undone about that decision. 53 for 4. And we are in the 9th over. St. Mark's losing 2 quick wicket. Micah Narain, the captain, takes up his position as Cyrus in his first over. One over, he had 2 runs, 2 wickets, and really would have really pushed St. Mark's back, losing those 2 important wickets.
Yeah.
As Naren yesterday, who top scored 49.
50, he actually got 50. You know, when we look at the official score, he was actually 50. So Sunil Narayan 50 one day and not on the next day. And as they say, crony, cricket is the sport great equalizer.
Yeah, just unfortunate, you know, things don't always go your way. But a good breakthrough for St. George's.
Yeah, as we see,
Denver comes from this
northern
end.
So it's going to be a twin spin action. The off spin of Kenneth Denver from the northern end. He will accompany Daryl Cyrus as the leg spin from the southern end. And the new batsman, Michael Narayan, comes in as 53 for 4 after 9 overs. As Milius, he swings at one, he hits it well, and that's 6 runs. Very good shot there from Milius. He saw that one outside the off stump, swing across that delivery, connected well, and played it to the direction of the ball was going. 6 runs to Milius. He moves to 28, and St. Mark there 59 for 4.
Yeah, good positive shot. You know, yeah, again, he had the room there, just reach, and he swung it over mid wicket. And even though the fielder was pleased there, he just had to watch it go over his head. Good positive shot. He moves to 28. It's 59 for 4. And I would think carry that.
As we see some strengthening, and Milius, he goes over the offside. One bounce into the boundary for 4. So this time, going over the offside, 4 more runs to Milius. He moves to 32, and St. Mark, they're 63 for 4 in over number 10.
Yes, and I would think that there would be some form of competition between Milius and Denver. They are all volcano players, and you know, they will want to compete strongly against each other. A good positive shot again, almost went for 6, as that one was tossed up. And Milius came down the track and hit it over extra cover for 4.
Yeah, as we see Milius, just a word between Milius and Emmanuel Stewart between the delivery there. And he's back on the top of his mark to bowl 2. And Milius, he goes. Nicholas Redhead steadies himself and he takes the catch. And Crony, similar yesterday as we've seen, Ronald Etienne yesterday hit 6 and 4 off Larry Edward. The third delivery, he looked for a shot that wasn't there. He went off the third delivery. So too Milius today, 6 and 4 off the first 2 deliveries. And this one, he just hits it to Nicholas Redhead, who steadies himself well, took an easy catch, and St. Mark there 63 for 5 in over number 10.
Yeah, it was good bowling by Denver because he slowed it up, and Milius had to reach for it, and again trying to repeat the shot. Maybe they hit some over mid wicket. Was only able to hit it in the air, and Redhead on the boundary had to come in and take a rather simple catch. Again, you think about responsibility as a top player, and really it wasn't shown there in terms of shot making.
Yeah, so 3 quick wickets there within the last 2 overs for St. Mark. They've lost now 12 for 3 in the space of 1.5 overs, and certainly a mid-inning fumble there from St. Mark. And now Kenroy Peters, he joins his captain in the middle, and with 10 overs still to go, Crony, they would have to consolidate to see if they can keep the innings together and maybe push on in the last 5.
Well, they would have to first of all really try to battle the overs. Having lost those 3 wickets really a big setback for St. Mark's, and St. George's will be happy. Picking up 5 wickets, and the 2 important wickets of Etienne and Milius.
Yeah, as we see some slight, Denver trying to get the field well, correctly positioned as he continues to bowl to Michael Narayan, who comes forward, opens the face to Cyrus in the backward point position. And Crony, Cyrus, leg spinner, but he certainly favors that backward point position, has made it his own in the St. George's team.
Yeah, a very good feeler. Really, he feels in that position very well.
And to that one, Narayan plays it to the fielder there, runs through for the single. He hit, that is Brian Douglas hitting the Kenneth Denver, who was trying to get away out of the line of the throw. And the batsman, they cross over for a single. That brings Kenroy Peters on strike. He's certainly known to hit the ball a long way, but he has a long time to bat today, and would be looking to probably stay in there for a few overs before he starts to express himself.
Yeah, would want to give Narayan some support. The captain always looks to play a captain in. He stood up with Sunil Narayan yesterday, and they did put up a good partnership. But the end of the first over, second over by Denver, he has now 1 for 15, picking up the important wicket of Milius. Milius, who batted, scored 32, faced 23 delivery. Batted for 50 minutes, hit 5 fours and 1 6. Picking up a very important wicket. I think which would certainly swing the balance in favor of St. George's.
Yeah, the halfway stage, 64 for 5, half the squad dismiss. 5 top batsmen. Milius goes, caught redhead, bowled Denver for 32. Shion Andrew caught Stewart, bowled redhead for naught. Granger caught Hazard, bowled redhead for 14. ATN, LBW to Cyrus for 12. And Sunil Narayan, LBW to Cyrus for naught. So 64 for 5 after 10. And it's been a successful start for St. George's, as Justin Hector will join Rafael Crony to continue the comments.
Cyrus, good delivery in the second over there as Narayan pushing forward was beaten by a beautiful leg spinner. And the keeper, Stewart, picking the bails, but Narayan didn't move, but good delivery, nicely flighted, and being able to extract some turn there. He's bowling to one slip and a backward point cover in Alexis. Quicker delivery, he's looking to pull, and what happens there? Good running again. He's looking to pull that ball. A quicker delivery, stayed on a bit, and just seemed to take the bottom edge and the scamper a single. And they got a single that takes the score to 65 for 5. And I welcome this morning Justin Hector.
Yes, another scrappy. Well, so it's an extra. It was a bye. By the umpire. So Peters is on not. Narayan is on 1. As I said earlier, it's reconciliation. It's time to sort of rebuilding time for St. Mark.
Yeah, St. Mark lost 2 early wickets, but I thought that with 18 and Milius, I think we were seeing sign. Beautiful shot. I just want to toss up and Peters give it the full treatment and hit it sweetly over long on for 6.
Yeah, well, that's what Peters knows. That's the way he bats, and if he stays there for some time, which St. Mark will hope he do, and if he does, it will be. I think St. Mark will probably get close to the target that they're probably looking for. That will be somewhere around 130, 140.
I'm pretty sure they would want to get close to 140. They probably will feel comfortable getting there. As this one went down the leg side. Let's see what the umpire signal. That's 4 byes, 4 leg byes. Just train on the legs a little bit, Cyrus, and Peters looking to turn it. He made no contact. Come off the pad. 4 more runs added to the score.
Yes, and all that is well for St. Mark. They're on 75 for 5. Yes. And Cyrus is a leg spinner. Well, he has good control. He's very predictable. He really doesn't have a googly or hardly ever attempt the slider. Mainly leg break, and will be pitching mainly around middle and leg more often than not.
Yeah, I think today being a leg spinner, whether you're a leg spinner or spinner, you have to be showing some variations. And I think he does bowl quicker balls, but I think easier to pick. But you have to be able to use a lot of variation, despite you either being a leg spinner or spinner. Batsman obviously will read you very quickly and make it difficult for you. But Peters played that over very well. I thought that he played it very well. He was very defensive with the good deliveries, and as Cyrus tossed up, he quickly came and hit him over long on for 6. So St. Mark's will be hoping that this pair are going to stick around a while, maybe bat for the next 11, maybe six overs, put them in some sort of position to probably get up to maybe a 140.
Denmark continues. This you say, as you say, is the key moment for St. Mark in terms of partnership. Michael Narain probably will bat pretty close to the end. He set himself to bat pretty close to the end, but the others will have to bat around him basically. I think that's really is the plan.
Yeah, and he have the tendency to bat long, you know. As a captain, he will stick. That's the sort of player he is. But he will need some support.
Edge, caught behind. Well, he doesn't even wait for the umpire to put him out. He just walked, and as we were saying, looking to stick around, but really had no right to be playing. I mean, nothing short really. A delivery just outside the house from Denmark. As you look at it, no movement at all, no turn, and Narain looking to just tear it down probably to third man. And he got the faintest of edge.
Well, we were just speaking about his ability in terms of stickability, being able to stay there, but that shot really was ill-advised, you know. And if you're going to play a shot at this delivery, maybe play, you know, try to cut at it hard, but you know, looking to push it down to probably a fine third man, a slip. Just as he opened the bat, you know, actually just steered it to the keeper.
Yes, and it was a good catch too in the end by the keeper Stewart. He's a very small man, so he doesn't. One cannot say he comes up a long way. So he remained down and he watched the ball into the gloves. Really, no deviation whatsoever, hardly any deviation at all. And Narain would go, and that's a serious blow. That's a really serious blow to St. Mark.
Yeah, 75 for 6, and really have been some bad shot selection made by some of the batsmen. Milios, and now the captain Michael Narain. You know, really ill-advised shot.
And Gangadin there too, just playing outside the off stump, and the ball just coming off the outer portion also. So probably playing for turn that isn't present. Denmark isn't a big turner of the ball, hardly turns the ball at all. So they will have to play him probably like a medium pacer.
So, yeah. Well, we still have 8 overs after this over, so you know they need some form of partnership to really try to bat 20 overs.
Yeah. Then boy, this hop, skip and a jump, this time getting one which turns into Gangadin, and he comes forward and plays it with a dead bat. Probably surprised too that the ball came back at him.
Yeah, I think well, Gangadin is the sort of player we know also going to take some time in the wicket. It's not a big hitter where we push the ball around. Peters is the one that would be the aggressor, and they would hope that this pair maybe should just bring them to a sort of position. We probably last 2-3 overs they would be able to attack, full out attack.
Yes, and Mark just struggling with in the batting department. They have been putting together scores in the 90s, and the match or two, a couple of the matches we saw from them earlier in the competition. They've been putting together scores somewhere in the 90s.
But it's one area, Justin, that you know I am personally a little disappointed in terms of another single to Peters as it plays down to a short fine leg, and the batsman hustling for a single. What Douglas, who's in that position, picked up. Yes, one of the areas, Justin, I'm pretty concerned about in terms of the quality of the batting. And we have seen from yesterday we would have had players who would have represented the Volcanoes. And you know, on a good wicket, you know, as we commended the groundsmen early on today in terms of the quality of the wicket, but we're not seeing the level of batting that we expect. The sort of maturity of batting, you know, and just a little bit disappointing.
Yes, and one expects that the conditions really doesn't, you know, dictates some of the scores that we've seen.
Yeah, most definitely, you know, a beautiful wicket, and the outfield, you know, good outfield. It was on the slow side last weekend, but I think it's a good outfield that we have not been seeing the quality of batting that we expect to see.
And of course, the ropes seems to have gone in a yard or so, a yard or two. This one really almost did Gangadin.
It will be interesting to see what happened there with that delivery, because he looked as though he covered, and if he, as we look at the replay here, was beaten and probably misstumped.
Yeah, did everybody. Probably Stuart should have probably done better with that. And it goes for a bye.
Yeah, good delivery again. Cyrus is really beginning to get some turn and some bunks there. As Gangadin went forward, beat him, and went down to the bunk. Went behind.
Lovely view of oh boy, the Dabo Hills behind us, Crony, and really beautiful the backdrop of the National Stadium here. As Denman driven by Gangadin. The fielder comes off the boundary to do the fielding, and there is a single for Gangadin. So he is off the mark and extras, contributing to the total. Extras is on 11. And you ask yourself, where would St. Mark be without 11 extras so far? Peter's going for a big one, and that's good bowling by Denver. The ball was not there for it really, and it was seemed to be a much slower delivery than Peters anticipated.
Yeah, good flight, and it's sort of delivery that got Milios, because he was looking to sweep and he had to stretch because he stayed so long before it reached him. He only able to hit it in the air. Good flight.
Yes, and Denver with that characteristic sort of kangaroo sort of approach, a hop, skip, and a jump. Yeah. Was, you know,
we seen a well-packed leg side field with 3 players on the boundary, long on, the deep mid wicket, backward square. This one is hit down to.
Oh, and making a mess of it down there. That's who's down there. Really made a mess of it. The fielder coming in and not being able to get there. And it's a catch he should have taken.
Well, he misjudged that catch there, because you could see him even before he moved and he stopped and then had to reach for it. Really is a bit of misjudgment by Charles, Kem Charles, and it went for 4.
Denver tries again, and with this time much more short is Peters, and you know, Coney, is the fielders and the boundary riders on the onside. Looking at Peters' approach, you should be expecting that ball to be coming your way. Yeah, you haven't attempted to play a single ball on the onside. You look to hike everything into the onside, so you should really be bracing yourself for that type of delivery and that type of shot.
Yeah, good over by Denver. Really keeping things tight. You know, you really been tossing the ball. That finally was a quicker delivery. Peters had to come down on it, turn it on the onside. So he continued to keep things tight despite that 4 in the over. He has no bowl. 4 overs actually completed the spell very quickly, and he had 2 for 20.
And fielding teams nowadays are so abreast with batsmen and the areas in which they score in the chief scoring areas, and you're able now to have fieldsmen in certain positions for certain batsmen.
Yeah, and Cyrus in his 4th over, so it would be we have these 2 spinners off, and Gangadin should just look to try to bat out this over, make sure that he stays there. Cyrus in his last over, his 4th over. 82 for 6 in over number 15, so still 5 overs after this over.
And it seemed like that one was the attempted googly by Cyrus, but Gangadin read it well. What Gangadin has done, and I think what a number of the earlier batsmen should have done, is just open up the stance a bit more. So as to hit the ball with the face of the bat, with its ball coming in from around leg stump, attacking the off stump.
Yeah, it was good use of the feet too. Yeah. That he came down, he got at the pitch of it and stroked it nicely down to long off.
So Cyrus outside the off stump. This time the leg break turning away, and Peters going to punch it through the offside. It's not half measures when it comes to Peters. He look to hit it and hit it hard, but maybe this is what maybe Narain should have done. But he was dragged wide, and some excitement there, mainly by the bowler. And gets 2 runs and leg buys again. So
yeah, and Cyrus just seemed to be able to bowl that all really quick. That seemed to come in. And the batsman coming forward. They stayed down a bit. And they went down the leg side of the party, pick up the 2 leg buys.
Yeah, second to Peters, and again an appeal for LBW, and not out, says the umpire. So maybe this one just sliding down the leg side as Peters looking to hike it again over the onside to bring up the end of an interesting over. One in which there was a couple shots for LBW.
Yeah.
And
Good spell by Cyrus. He had 2 for 10 in 4 overs. I think that he bowled very well. Picked up some important wicket of 18. So St. Mark's 85 for 6. We have 15 overs being bowled. Denver also 4 overs. He had 2 for 20. So 8 overs only cost 30 runs for these 2 spinners. Really have kept it very tight.
Charles will given a chance to make amends now for that drop catch. He will take up the attack from the northern end.
Just a bit of the bowling Redhead. So far, both 3 overs, he had 2 for 11. St. Paul, 2 overs, 22 runs. Brian Douglas, 2 overs for 14 runs. Kenneth Denver, he had completed a spell of 4 overs. He had 2 for 20. And Darrell Cyrus, also 4 overs, and he also took 2 for 10.
There's another catch going down. One again, we felt that should have been taken. The Gangadin looking to sweep and just getting the top edge on the ball, lobbing behind square on the onside. The fielder having to just go beyond the circle, and with the ball coming over the head, not being able to coming from the back of him, not being able to hold on to it. We'll see how long Kenroy Peters will continue to block against Kem Charles.
Well, we don't expect it to go on for very long.
Well, and there's the answer. This time, this time we had to have this one stuck. That was a great catch. That was hit hard.
Yeah, well, I guess it was misjudged, and it went to the player faster than he expected, and just struck. But again, the ball was tossed up, and we trying to hit it over a wide mid wicket, and we really didn't get the height that he wanted, and the keeper almost ran too fast, and as he put up it and actually just stuck in his hand.
Yeah, just stuck there.
Yeah, but would have been better advice to try to get closer to the ball to hit it over. And that's the important of the use of the feet sometimes when you're going to play attacking shot. A good wicket is 86 for 7, and Kem Charles striking in his first over.
Yeah, so Douglas would normally be keeping wicket, yeah? Yeah, normally Douglas would be keeping wicket, maybe not 2, but one could have seen in his approach to catching in the outfield. But he goes through the door. He has a very safe pair of hands. Seem to catch pretty well.
Yeah. So he took it well. All was beaten, but he really took it well. These sort of catches sometimes that sticks.
Yeah. Stick. Yeah. Well, another wicket has fallen. 86 for 7, and the magic figure now. Probably St. Mark will be struggling to make 100. Or a lot will depend on Nyan. Well, you know the type of game we expect from him. He's similar batsman to Peters. He will probably go hard at the deliveries.
Well, we have seen St. Mark's struggle with the bat. Likewise, St. David's struggle with the bat in terms of even trying to get up to 100. You know, it's an area of the game that they have to be looked at.
So he's the left-handed
Batsmen just need to take the responsibility and settle on and bat.
So he's the left-handed Belfon against Kem Charles. And I think Kem Charles is bowling the right pace. Yeah. Not looking to push it through, just throwing it up there and asking the batsman to go after it.
Yeah, well, two things is important when the ball is tossed up. You know, you have to judge whether he must play back, whether it's come forward, and where it causes the batsman to think. That is what creates a problem.
This time on target. It's a good delivery for a new batsman. Bang on target, asking him to defend. So yeah, it's Kem Charles again. This time just give an eye on a little more room, more shorter delivery, probably a little quicker too. And the batsman rocking onto the back foot and playing it out into the extra cover region and picking up a single. So Belford is off the mark and it's 87 for 7.
Yeah, after the end of the 16th over, St. Mark's was sent into bat 87 for 7. Milius, he went for 32. Granger 14. 80 and 12, and we had Peters going for 11. The batsman reaching double figures. The batsman got a start, but nobody really went on.
And it doesn't matter the length of the game. Somebody has to make a start count if you are to build a pretty decent total. And looking out the screen, Crony, it's very rare. We will have probably 2 days rather similar, fairly overcast. The sun is not out, and I switched by Nyon Belfon, but that's what you expect. That's how he plays.
Yeah, into the 17th over, and you have already lost 7 wickets. I think he'll want to take as much as he can get. Brian Douglas picked up the attack from that southern end. He's bowling to well, no slip, short third man, backward point, cover, long off, cover on the boundary.
The batsman not quite ready.
Again, just in that position, no long leg, long leg halfway to the boundary, deep backward square on the boundary, a mid wicket on the boundary, and long on the boundary. So you have a great deal of space on the leg side. Anything push mid on the area, you can pick up 2.
Also quite attacking. Anything coming off with one the edge or so, or the other. This one just pitching outside the leg stump, and umpire say not out. The right hand now over the wicket to the left arm batsman. Yeah, clearly pitching outside the leg stump. We don't expect that to be given.
So well, you see the right thing. You don't expect that to be given. It shouldn't be given. It shouldn't be given.
Yeah, it's Douglas anyway. Oh, and something pretty close to the off stump as Belfon looked to crash it through the offside.
Yeah, Belfon just opening up. They're looking to pick that gap, that big gap between the cover fielder on the boundary and the long off. Again, making no contact.
It will be interesting if he does get a bat onto it, whether it's an edge or something. Sure, he should get runs down to third man. This one, pretty good pace, just good pace by Douglas, and delivery was see maybe how high it passed the batsman. Nothing was signaled by the umpire, whether it's a 1-1 for the over. So it's maybe touch and go.
Yeah, Douglas. I think it was way within. As you see, maybe touch and go. Douglas looking to hit this one somewhere down to backward point, but just had to look at the short third man and the backward point in position.
And again, swing and a miss by Belfon. We'll do better probably to just get ball and bat. You need to probably score from almost every delivery remaining. Whether it's a single, it will help. And I think that's what the message that will be sent out to him. But whether he can play that middle game is another story.
Yeah.
It's just one extreme.
Well, he has just changed the gloves, and I assume that some message probably would have gone out. And batting without a helmet.
Yes.
And Douglas just seemed to be walking up a fair deal of pace.
And very interesting if the ball is close to the shoulders or the head, whether he will attempt the hook shot and in this day and age. they don't see
Ideally, attempting a hook shot, you need to take your body out of the line of the ball. We do not see it happen often now, but
yeah.
ideally that is the way you play the hook shot.
And again, a switch outside the off stump and not making contact. So the end of what is a maiden over. And at this stage, a maiden is golden. So at the end of it now, and Belfort remains on 1. Gangadin is on 3. 13 extras. And extras, again, as I said, has really helped because of St. Mark. St. George probably will, in a tight game, will have to look at the extras column. Very vital in the shorter form of the game.
Yeah, good over by Douglas. Bringing the ball right up and just giving Belfont some trouble. Again, Belfont looking to hit through the offside, but again, just seemingly pulling away and trying to give himself open himself to hit through extra cover. But he made no contact. Good over, made no over. Douglas, so far, 3 overs, 1 made, 14 with no wickets. So he continued to keep things very tight. And St. Mark's with 3 overs to go. Really would be looking to get at least the next 25 as St. Paul pick up the attack.
And again, a good delivery.
Yeah, he held it back a bit, slower delivery. Gangadin came forward and push it to mid-on, which is short. No chance of a run. It's 87 for 7 over number 18. St. Paul so far, two overs. He had none for 22.
Field that comes off the boundary as the delivery was just driven by Gangadin down and he's having to really dive to get to his ground. But there was always 2 there. I don't think they really pushed the first one as hard as they should.
Yeah, they ran the first one very slow. Gangadin in particular was very slow. Taking the first one, probably not expecting to go up for the second one. And then really had to stretch out to get there to complete the second one. So he's 2. Takes his score on to 5. Belfont on 1.
Does look quite ungainly at the crease, Gangadin. The awkward stance that he's really opened up very wide.
He would play that delivery very confidently as he push it towards mid-off. The extra cover in Alexis coming around quickly.
I see. But
Hit down to backward point.
That will challenge him on the boundary. Comes around, and this time there will be a far easier 2. So it's a good shot.
Yeah, good shot. Shortish outside the off stump, and he was on top of it, even though he didn't get across as he wanted, but he hit it just to the right of the backward point and picked up 2 more. That takes the score on to 7. 91 for 7.
So 100, which St. Mark haven't seen too often in recent time. They have had scores just in the mid-90s in a couple of 1 or 2 of the games previously. So Gangadin goes to 8, 9 on Belfont, which on 1 comes back into strike. 13 extras, 92 for 7, St. Mark. Yeah. We probably want to think too that the games where they haven't scored heavily, they have really made a game of it. I think one of them would have come down to the final delivery or the penultimate delivery and things like that. So they has also a reasonably good bowling attack, and probably will feel that they can defend or come close to doing that.
Yeah, they can't feel comfortable. They can't feel comfortable with the bowling attack. I think this is the reason why they would have liked to get up to probably 140 to give themselves, a serious chance of defending that.
So Clearly pitching outside the line of the leg stump.
Good decision by the umpire.
Right-hand bowler. It's very difficult for the right-hand bowler coming over the wicket to the left-hander. More often than not, except if you could get that ball too straight, not to go the other way. It's very difficult to get the LBW because more often than not you'll be pitching outside the legs. And even when you pitch in line with the stump, the ball tends to just go across the batsman and probably will be missing the stumps more often than not.
So at the end of 18 overs, 92 for 7. Douglas is into his final over and he bowling to Corbin Gangadine, who is on 8.
It's still a wonder whether they would get up to 100. Drives down towards comes off the long off boundary. So it's another single to Gangadine. And as hard as Belfon thinks he can hit the ball, I think his form isn't quite there in terms of how he attempts to hit the ball. He's just really swinging at the line of the ball, head all over the place, and no way you got to be a little more technically correct if you're going to,
Yeah, sometimes when you try to hit the ball too hard, you lose your shape, your organization, and tend not to be able to get back to the ball, as we see here, pulling away his body and just swinging. Now, if he would have just moved his right foot and just come forward, he would have been stroking that ball easy, even though he's through the covers, between that cover and that point position on the offside. But just tend to be pulling his body away and just swinging. And you get
this time he got hold of this.
Over backward point again, and he was looking for somewhere long on. This one went over backward point down to the boundary for 4.
Well, probably the best result he could have gotten from it. And one can simply see the right foot going across the crease towards the leg side, towards square leg most of the time.
So he definitely wouldn't have any control with a shot that he plays.
But they're one hit away from 100 again.
Wouldn't get Poik seems standing there. And he's annoyed with himself, but
the end really waste of deliveries, important deliveries. There are 97. They would want to push past 100, up to about 100, 110. See if they can make a match of it. Which will be about 20, maybe 30 run short of what they probably would have been hoping for after the start they have gotten. And again, difficult to say he's throwing the kitchen sink. He's throwing something bigger than that, probably the fridge. At one point he seemed to be throwing the beds and all outside.
Yeah, it says the ball is going one way and he seemed to be hitting another way, really. But you could see him move across a bit, trying to get, as you look at him settle down now, he probably settled down around off stump. So let's see Douglas. He's bowling his final delivery.
And again, delivery outside the off stump and looking to be a little bit more cheeky, probably just looking to steer it down towards but certainly he can't be happy with the way he approached and how he handled this over at all.
No, all that was necessary just for him to put his right foot across and hit the ball. That's all was necessary. But again, he looking to push it probably somewhere down to third man. And made no contact. The end of Douglas' spell, 4 overs, 1 made 19 runs, no wicket. So we have concluded 19 overs being bowled. St. Mark's being asked about this morning, they are 97 for the loss of 7 wickets. As St. Paul bowled his final, coming down, hit down to third man. Gangadine making a really effort for the last 2 overs. He have been making some effort to push the ball around. We've seen playing two beautiful drives. At small in stature and not being able to hit the ball as he would love to.
No, not as hard as the others. But can a previous performance affect later performances? After that heroics against St. Andrew, I think it was a couple years ago by Belfon, and this time just getting a fingertip to it again, going over the top, but getting the desired result So he takes St. Mark past the 100, 104 for 7. And maybe they feel that. What do you think, Rooney? Could have done a little bit better with that?
Yes, again, he misjudged that delivery and came forward a bit at Douglas and then Denver, and then having to jump a bit and touch his right hand and went over the ropes.
Yeah, Denver is not a very tall man. Maybe somebody like Douglas may have gotten a little closer to that. Cleaned him up. So he bowled him. He's looking to give himself some room again, maybe, and just play it in front of him. And he's bowled. And after hitting the 6.
Yeah, 104 for 8. I don't think that Belfont would be pleased by his knock. And this one again, he just gives himself some room. And they just going into the stumps. So he had batted, he went for 11.
So it brings Mark to the crease. And Mark, who opened, I think, the first game for St. Mark, I think he opened the batting. Since then, he has been relegated to the lower half of the St. Mark batting. So the 8 wicket down, hit for 104. At least they have gone past the 100. It's a psychological mark because it's so much, gotten past the 100. And in this form of cricket, I mean, anything over 100 sometimes does challenge. This just chipped into the outfield, and they're coming back for the second. He has to hurry here, a direct hit, and it has to be gone. What? Well, he did make it. That was a direct hit, and the umpire remained on move. So good run in the end and good hustle by Mark.
Yeah,
and
would be
really interesting. So we picked up there by Douglas. Yes, it is, and a direct hit.
Yeah, good decision
in the end. Yes.
106 for 8. 2 more deliveries left.
So Mark settles. Gain a delivery up and swing and a miss. If you're outside the off stump and looking to swing it away, maybe over the offside.
Yeah, fortunately that's over pitch, really in the slot there. I see the batsman just had to move a bit as he pulled his body away. Just had to step across, and really that was in the slot.
Sadian ended up looking away towards the onside, and the delivery was outside the off stump. This time it should be taken. He's taken by the captain, who is at long off, and we wouldn't see. He said wouldn't drop that, and he took the catch. So that brings the end of the innings to a close. So with St. Mark 106 for 9. So St. George will feel that they're maybe in the seller position at the moment, having to get 107 when they take the turn.
Yeah, good performance by St. George's. I thought it was a all-round performance by the bowlers. As we look at the bowling, Redhead, interestingly, Redhead only bowl ended up with 3 overs. He had 2 for 11. St. Paul 4 overs, 2 for 36. Douglas 4 overs. He had none for 20, and Denver 4 overs, 2 for 20. Cyrus and his 4 overs, 2 for 10, and Kem Charles 1 over, and he got 1 for 2. All-round bowling performance by the St. George's team. I think they would feel very pleased. The fact that they would have been able to have St. Mark's just scoring 106 for 9. But again, just to look at the batting of the St. Mark's team, Justin. One thought that the batsman did make use of the sort of start they had. We saw Milius going for top score of 32, and he probably could have gone on. Etienne was looking pretty good for 12. He didn't do too well. Sunil Narayan probably a little unfortunate. But generally, I think they could have, the start they had, they could have pushed on a bit more.
Yes, just lost the plot. in the middle of midst of things, and probably doesn't play it as good. Milius, for me, Crooney, I must make reference to him. He was the under 19 captain just very recently, and some responsibility have been placed on him. And it's just disappointing sometimes to see the way he gives his wickets away.
Yeah.
As we wait to, as Kerry has Denver down there, and we go over to Kerry.
All right, we here on the mid-innings boundary with Kenneth Demba. Kenneth Demba, 106. Certainly a good effort from St. George's in the field.
Yes, definitely. If you ask me before the game started, we're going to restrict them to 106 after 20 overs. Certainly we'll take it.
Your bowlers, you all would have contributed well, and even though some may not have picked up wicket, bowled quite tight and good lines. Happy with the efforts of the bowlers?
Yes, definitely. Here and there was a bit too much boundary balls, but again, happy with the effort.
All right, you yourself came in 2 for 20 or 4 overs. Happy with the effort contribution to the team?
Yes, definitely. Would have loved a couple more wickets, but that's the game, so I'm happy.
All right, you dismissed Milius after you looked to wanting to probably attack you. A bit excited winning that battle against your Volcano compatriot?
Well, yes, definitely. I knew he was going to come at me, seeing that I am bowling at the end where if he hit with the wind, more than likely he will get a 6. So I'm definitely proud and happy that I got him out.
All right, finally 106. Certainly, I totally think St. George's should be able to overhaul easily.
Yes, most definitely. But again, the runs is already on the board, so it's just our batsmen had to go there and apply and get the runs.
All right, so Demba, all the best. Congratulations on your performance and all the best to St. George's for the rest of the match.
Yeah, thanks very much.
All right, so that was Kenneth Demba, St. George. He picked up 2 for 20 of his 4 overs, helping restrict St. Mark to 106 in the 20 overs.
Very interesting. He said, Justin, that the runs is already on the board.
Yeah.
And the batsman will have to go and get it. So he didn't give the confidence that it's a foregone conclusion, or he can run through. But I think in interesting statement he made, the batsman really have to go and get it. But St. George's should feel very comfortable, confident that to chase 106 on the track that is playing pretty well, they can go into the innings with confidence.
Yes, indeed. They must have felt that way, and so as we wait for the reply, as the ground staff does the thing, we will be back to continue to bring you the St. George's reply. Until such time, we invite you to join us there.
Holy natural spring water is a water for every occasion. On the field of sports, at your workplace, just open the bottle and savor the pure, refreshing taste. Holy natural spring water is produced in Mama Can St. Andrews and is available in all sizes nationwide. To order, telephone 444-7654 or 533-7654. Holy natural spring water, Grenada's purest bottled water.
More jackpot money, more reasons to play this game. More money for way. Super 6 a bigger jackpot game.
Now you love Super 6 even more. With more money.
To the jackpot galore. Play more, win more, have more fun.
With more jackpot money.
Super 6 is my number one.
With the new and improved Super 6 game, the jackpot keep growing and growing.
I'm growing.
More jackpot money, more reasons to play this game. More money for way. Super 6 a bigger jackpot game. Super 6, bigger jackpots, more chances to win.
The Nutmeg Princess is very special to me because I think it's the first Grenadian fairy tale, so to speak. Growing up as a young boy and stuff, we never really had positive images of fairy tales where we can see a black princess or a black prince and stuff. So I really wanted the world to know that there is a black princess and she comes from Grenada. There are other stories of black princesses, but this one is a special one because it's a spicy princess called the Nutmeg Princess. So she's a really beautiful black girl, and she lives in one of the most exquisite places in Grenada called the Grand Etang Lake. And it's a lake that has no bottom. right? And the only way you can see the princess, even if you're outside on the sailing on the sun and beautiful blue Caribbean Sea, the only way you can see the princess is if you have a good heart. You must have a good heart. And sometimes you think you have a good heart, but you might not have a good heart. So you might have to do little things to have a good heart. So to have a good heart, and then you will see her. And she will appear, and she's the most beautiful. She has diamonds in her hair, lots of braids, and sometimes she appears and she'll be singing a song. Sometimes it'll be a sad song, sometimes it'll be a happy song, depending on how you feel that day. If you're happy, you'll always get a happy song. So that's Not My Princess.
Tourism connects us all.
So welcome back to the National Stadium in St. George. And of course, it's the all-important fixture between St. Mark and St. George. St. Mark didn't post probably the type of total they would have been wanting to, but one hopes that they can really make a game of it. They need to win because they're in a position where they need to collect points in order to get through to the semi-finals. So they will know that better than anyone else, and they will be looking to see if they can defend 106. It will not be easy against a St. George team which has played pretty well during the course of the tournament so far. They haven't lost a game as yet, as Belfont starts from the northern end in defense of 106, and immediately Alexis tucks it away into the onside, and there is an easy single to get things going for St. Mark. And Alexis off the mark, so it's 1 for no loss. It brings Johan Jeremiah, who is very close to the top of run scorers in the tournament so far. I think he may be about third in the list of run scorers. So we'll be looking to probably go ahead of those who are ahead of him. It's average total 106. So these players will definitely be looking to go after that and probably do it and do it easily. So still rather lovely conditions here, almost overcast conditions. Looking over the Dabo Hills, you see the spatter of buildings, houses up at the top of the hill just behind us here. And of course on the other side you see the GFA building there, Crony. That's building in is that brown or what color is that? I'm not too good at colors. Maybe.
Likewise, that some form of deep peach or something to that effect.
It's green, a Football Association building, very close to the National Stadium here in St. George. Series Belfont again to bowl, delivery which bounced a bit around the off stump and handled well in the end by Jeremiah. Just drops it down on the offside, and the St. Mark team can stop the single. So welcome back, Rooney, and it will be a monumental task for St. Mark, I should say, to try to restrict St. George's. I don't think they could restrict them. They probably will have to try their best to bowl them out under 107, and that too would not be. I don't think it will be a very difficult, easy task based on the conditions which we have here. Off stump and easily just drew him down the ground, past the ball, the left arm of the bowler, and no problems at all, and it goes away to the boundary for 4.
Yeah, good shot by Alexis. This was over pitch and hit it firmly back past the bowler. Catchable, but I think with the force that he hit it, bowler really hadn't that chance, and that went down to the boundary for 4. But as you said, it will be a difficult task to be able to stop St. George's from getting that runs. Although we know what cricket can be, they will probably have to bowl them out, but we have seen St. David struggle to get 97 for victory against the same team. So, it will be difficult, but not impossible.
Another delivery just turned into the onside, no run. So we're in over number 1, and already there's 6 for no loss. Already exceeding the asking rate.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think it's normal batting under this condition. Play each ball on its merit, and they should get there fairly easily. St. Mark's will have other thoughts. They will really want to strike early.
Short delivery, and just a bend of the knee, almost in this previous season of Lent Rooney, almost a genuflect by Alexis, and just allowing it to go over his shoulder. But a good line at that last delivery by Belfont. Short delivery, and
and it bears testimony to the quality of pitch that you are playing on. Easily he bonks, and he realized he could just get under, and you can see the second day playing on the same wicket, he continues to play well.
And this time a little bit of discomfort there for Alexis as a delivery. Probably just made some hand, maybe cut away from him, but he negotiates it well, and the end of the over, end of the first one. There is delivery which is getting a little more bounce than he anticipated, but kept his eye on it, and maybe more a combination of bat and glove. So at the end of it, it's 6 for no loss. At the end of one, Jeremiah is on 1, Alexis is on 5.
Yeah, good confident start by this pair. I remember this pair put on 99 in the previous game for the opening stand. So I think both batsmen will be confident. Jeremiah got scoring 60, and Alexis I think was not out 35. So I think both batsmen will feel very confident going out there, trying to get this total of 107 for victory.
Yes, in cricket now we've seen very good in the shorter game internationally, and it seemed to be catching up locally too, where openers are really doing very well, batting very deep into these 20 over matches. So here is Williams, and Jeremiah rather nicely just coming onto the front foot and gliding it into the offside. Well, the captain Micah Narain knocks it down there at the extra cover region. There is no run. So beautiful shot by Jeremiah, full face of the bat.
Yeah, well played. He had to adjust the shot as he was looking for the drive. It was not quite there, and he adjusted well and just pushed it firmly to that extra cover. That's no been placed, but the timing was so important. It went very quickly.
And again another one which bounced a bit, and in the end Simil skipping away to his left to prevent the ball from going down towards third man. So you've seen a bit of bounce now by being on offer.
Yeah, again. Good adjustment by the batsman. Jeremiah adjusted well, just dropped it just in front of him and went on the offside. Good take by Milius behind the stumps.
Milius always with a smile on his face. Very happy going cricketer, happy little cricketer. And as you say, we need to see him perform a lot better with the bat. And hits in the air, and where has that gone? The fielder is going back. He would not get to it. It goes one bounce into the boundary for 4.
Yeah, good positive shot. This one was pitched up, and he whipped it. Probably didn't get the timing that he wanted, but it went in the air. Again, you could see him kind of reaching for that, but it was a safe shot. It went way over mid-on, and it just dropped very close to the boundary. Just one bounce. Yes. Good shot.
Kenroy Peters chased it all the way and couldn't get to it. And it goes for 4. So positive intent shown by the batsman. A delivery which was not really a bad delivery, maybe just pitched up just on around middle and off, and given the treatment. Williams switches now to around the wicket, and delivery which goes for run away for 4. In fact, well saved there by the fielder coming around the boundary, Gangadin. And for once, I thought that everyone thought that he may have gotten to the boundary.
Yeah, good work by Gangadin. He really moved quickly and had to dive, just chop it before it went over the line.
What was it? Did he no signal? Yeah.
Yes.
So there was some bat involved, and I think coming off the bat, he didn't travel as quickly as I anticipated. Growing.
Yeah, he did come off the bat, it seems, and went down. He did went down very quickly. Gangadin had to move very quickly to his left and still dive.
So the score goes to 12 for no loss. Jeremiah is on 7. Delivery again, which is to continue. So they should come back for the second. They will come back for the second, and good work in the end. It was easy. Second, the fielder at behind square on the onside had to go a long way, almost about 20 meters to his left, and give the batsman enough time to complete 2.
Yes, good running by Jeremiah. He ran the first one very quickly.
Yes.
And came back very easily for the second one. The third man have a lot of running to do to his left, and give him the opportunity to pick up two more. That takes the score to 9. It's 14 without loss.
This time down the ground, and again pulled back. Very good work again. This time by Mark, and they get 2, but excellent work by Mark, chasing away down towards the long of boundary.
Yeah, and a good safe shot, pitched up, and Jeremiah hit straight, and didn't get hold of it as he wanted. Ball dropped, and it just seemed to have loose piece when it dropped there, and he was able to pick up 2 runs. Again, a confident start by this pair, and you know, as we were saying, Justin there, the opening batsmen lately have been doing very well. These 2 opening batsmen for St. George's have done very well in terms of partnership. And we are to be encouraged by what we are seeing from the West Indies team.
Indeed, we have to. We need to see that type of performances at all levels in West Indies cricket. That's Belfon. Moves in again to bowl to Alexis. Alexis gets one on the body almost, and the ball just dropping down on the onside. And there is no run, so the total remains on 16 for no loss. Alexis is on 5, 11 to Jeremiah. Of course, while as we're speaking, the West Indies is locked in battle in Antigua.
Yeah, it would be interesting to get some update. Sure, Kerry going to come in a while.
Well, last I looked, probably it was 101 for 3 a while ago. But advance a little further since Sri Lanka batting first. So.
Yeah, I think just the bowling part of our team, you know, look a little bit limited. But in terms of the batting, we have seen the opening batsmen have been doing a great job. You know, 2 on these. We had the opening pair 100 and a 50, and they just turned around for the second one, another 100 and another 50.
So Alex is just using his feet coming down to Belfon and taking it in and having to go back into his crease because couldn't quite get to it. So is Belfon again on his way to bowl to Alexis. This delivery is hitting it in the air and should be caught, is caught. So Alexis almost giving it away for the second time, looking to come down the track to Belfon, and Belfon dropping it in short, and St. George losing the first wicket. And in one of the few occasions when they have this partnership, which had done so well for them, have been broken relatively early. As I say, welcome back, Kerry.
Yeah, uncharacteristic cricket there from Akeem Alexis. One who seems to be more of a nudger and a pusher of the balls and looking to take the attack to Nyron Belfon. Gets the top portion of the bat, and simple catch there to Kenroy Peters coming in from the mid-off position. So Akeem Alexis goes for 5. St. George is 16 for 1. Comes to the crease, the wicketkeeper batsman Emmanuel Stewart.
Yes, and it will be interesting to see the approach of Emmanuel Stewart. But one of the things we were talking about is the fact that the Volcano players haven't really done probably as expected. But of course, they are cricketers and they're coming up against players of similar level and stature like them. And sometimes, you know, we tend to put added pressure, the fact that they're representing a team at a higher level.
Yeah, it's just the first matches for this player, so I'm sure, you know, as the tournament progresses, they will come into their own. As we see, Emmanuel, the fielders batsmen didn't cross, so Stewart will take strike. As we see some adjustment in the field now, the captain, that is Mike Narayan, he moves himself from slip to a sort of backward point position. We have Ronald Etienne, who is in a sort of cover point position, shot on the offside, extra cover, and mid-off. So strengthening of the offside field there with that ball from the left-hander Belfon slanting across the right-handed batsman. They're looking to cover the areas in which most likely that the batsman will look to score.
thought that they need to take wickets. They'll have to bowl St. George's out. A slip may have been in place, but that's not to be. Stuart just turned away on the onside, down behind square.
Yes, Manuel Stewart gets off the mark and he's batting with his long-time mate, Johan Jeremiah. Both Johan and Emmanuel would have played for Grenada at the youth level, the Windward Islands together at the youth level. So them batting together is it is not something that is uncommon, and I'm sure they relish the opportunity teaming up once again and playing in the same 11.
Just thinking though that probably St. Mark could have been a little bit more attacking minded and have a couple of players probably in catching position, even if it's for an over, so while Emmanuel looking to settle in.
Yeah, I agree with you. That ball slanting across the right-handed batsman, probably a slip or a second slip could have been on the offer, as Jeremiah gets a delivery which he pushes and they come through for a single. Oh, a little bit of hesitation there, but he gets in. The throw a bit slow there from the fielder in the mid-off position. He gets home safely. One more to Johan Jeremiah. He moves to 12 and St. George is 18 for 1 in over number 3.
Yes, good shot by Jeremiah. Certainly played well, and only by the end of the day should be at the top of the list in terms of most runs in the tournament so far.
Yeah, well, I think he was now equals Teddy, if my math serves me right, because coming in to today, Teddy Bishop was on 122, Anil Matthew on 119, and Johan Jeremiah was on 114. So I think Johan Jeremiah is probably just atop the leader's board now by 2 runs.
Signal wide down the leg side, just losing his line there, Belfon, and Stuart just allowing it to pass outside the heap.
Yeah, and delivery there, Belfon probably looking to attack the stumps or the body more of Emmanuel Stewart. But again, with one fielder behind square and then you have the long leg position, a lot of gap between them, so the Jeremiah probably just looking to play that ball in that position to turn the strike over. Sorry, that's Stewart,
again,
the right-handed batsman.
Similar delivery and Stewart, similar action. The shoulders are man allowed to slide past his body down the leg side, and another wide by Nero. Can't afford that.
No, with 106 runs defending, you certainly need to be as miserly as possible. And I'd just like to take this opportunity to say good day. And I was tempted to say good morning, but I know he's viewing from the UK. That is Stade Carmichael, former national youth cricketer and Grenada national cricketer. He would have done well for his country and for his club. One of the players who would have played and done well in local cricket. He now lives in the UK, and I see he's watching and commenting from the UK. So good day to you, Tate, and I hope you're enjoying the proceedings here from the National Stadium as Emmanuel Stewart gets another single. And after 2 overs from Naran Belfon, he's 1 for 11, and after 3 overs, St. George is 21 for 1.
21 for 1 after 3 is, well, very good going, and that's all you need to do, just keep it ticking over. And as I said, probably need to be a little tighter inside the circle. The captain need to have some of the singles that is just dropped down on the onside. Need to maybe just put a little bit more pressure on them. I think if the batsman can hit the ball successfully over the top, then so be that. But not allow simple singles within the circle area. Force them to do something different. You need to get wickets, and only wickets will pull St. George's back.
Yeah, as we see, Warner Williams, he will resume the action, and Hector, he's certainly been, he's bowled well for the tournament, bowled quite a very good line and length, may not have picked up the amount of wickets he wanted, but he's certainly been economical and done the job that his captain has asked for him so far.
Those are just around the off stump and pushed up towards Belfon, who is at extra cover. So Stewart is there, and I guess we'll be very happy, some of those Volcano players, to have some action. Bearing in mind that coming up is the 4-day tournament, so it will be very important that them being out there is really good preparation for them.
Yeah, and I think, as professional cricketers, you want to be playing as often as possible. The last time they'd have been involved in cricket was the CWI Super 50, and that would have been more than 2 weeks ago in Antigua. They've been home, had to go through quarantine, as Stuart guides that one bit, early down to the fielder that is Gangadine at the third man position. So one more to Emmanuel Stuart, he moves to 3, and St. George is 22 for 1.
Well, not in control there, delivery short outside the off stump. And Stuart just having a little go at it outside the off stump, the ball coming off the edge and flying going down towards. There's no gully, nobody in the sleep area, so relatively safe shot. And goes down towards the boundary and picks up a single to take him on to 3. So Jeremiah, who has been a little bit more fluent on 12, he's back on strike.
As we see the conditions, very good conditions for bowling, Hector. Thick grey clouds in the sky, not any immediate threat of rain, but it's certainly you'll be happy out there being a player, especially a fast bowler. Would be love these conditions to be operating in at the moment. And a short and wide delivery from Williams, and Hector adequately dealt with by Jeremiah.
Well, yeah, short and wide outside the off stump and asking to be hit basically. And Jeremiah rocked onto the back foot, and a man who's been seeing the ball so well throughout the tournament had no problems in dispatching that over the backward of point area, and they feel that third man had no chance. So
yes, as we see the comments coming in there, we like to say good morning to Patrick Simmons, the former Minister of Sports. We see he's watching, and he's probably keen interest because his neighbor Johan Jeremiah is at the crease, so I'm sure he's quite keen to see the performance of Johan this morning here at the National Stadium. So good morning to you, Mr. Simmons, and I hope you're having a wonderful Sunday.
Yes, man of who's really has sports in his blood, so, and it's good to see that at least quite a wide cross section. A number of people is tuning into this telecast we should call it.
Yeah, the stream is quite. It's the, as we say, it's the only game in town at the moment, and our team was telling us that this stream, they're getting views from literally all corners of the world, and it's really quite a good moment for cricket in Grenada when you can see the talents of our local players being exposed to the wide cross section of the population, all corners of the world. We know that today you have one-day cricket going on. West Indies versus Sri Lanka in the third ODI, and the last score, in just about 25 over. Sri Lanka 120 for 4. And here in Grenada we have NLA GPL T20. So it's cricket action both on your television, on your smart devices, and you have certainly options. Hector, any weeks gone by, months gone by, you're wondering what sport activity you have today. You have cricket from Antigua and cricket here at the National Stadium in St. George's.
Of course, and it goes well, and it gives you something to take the stress of COVID away. And though we still operating without spectators, I sure there's one or two people who probably would have liked to be here and who probably would have liked to be at some of the games around the world, but because of the new normal that we found ourselves in, as they say, it is just not possible.
Yeah, as you see, a little sort of mid-pitch conference between the umpires. Maybe had to do with the ball. We see they was inspecting it, but it was sent back to the fielding team. So they're quite happy with the conditions of the ball. Midway through the 4th over, 27 for 1. St. George's bat in response to 107 for victory.
Yes, so Emmanuel Stewart, the diminutive figure for Emmanuel Stewart. I'll give you a story about Emmanuel. Driven powerfully down towards mid-off, and I wouldn't say Peters has knocked it down, but it's smashed into the body and dropped away in front of him, and there is no run. So 27 for 1. Jeremiah is on 17, Stuart is on 3. We're in over number 4, and coming to the end of it. Just one ball left in. Well, with Baron, there is no ball or wides. As delivery to pitched up again and hit in the air and caught.
Excellent catch there from Kenroy Peters. Plucked it out of the air. He went diving full length. Stuart went driving powerfully down the ground, but an excellent catch there from Kenroy Peters to remove Emmanuel Stuart for 3. St. George is 27 for 2 in over number 4.
Yes, and he attempted the shot previously, hit it firmly. This time not quite to the pitch, probably this one just a little shorter than the previous one. Hit it in the air, and the big man, Kenroy Peters, diving away to his right to block it out of the air, and this thing is not over, Kerry.
As we see Peters dive in there, Pollard-esque big man move in the field there. Excellent catch there from the big man. It was traveling, it was moving away from him, and he was able to wrap those big hands up, mitts around it, and complete what has been a spectacular catch, and certainly be one of those catches of the tournament so far. As we see the replay once again, Kenroy Peters outstanding in the outfield for St. Mark, removing Emmanuel Stewart for 3. St. George is 27 for 2, and as they say, Hector, catches win matches, and this certainly has put St. Mark's in good contention for this encounter.
Yes, it's funny that St. Mark have been involved in some very close encounters throughout the tournament so far. They have scored totals probably that we were term not winning totals in mid-90s, and so today they have gotten past 100. They have scored 106, so maybe there's a game here on here.
Oh, certainly game on. 27 for 2 after 4 overs. And the captain, Mike Narayan, who picked up 4 for 7 yesterday, he is bringing on himself from the northern end. So he is one who likes to keep things tight, bowl wicket to wicket, nibble it both ways, and he would be looking to have some similar successes from yesterday for St. Mark's to register another victory in the tournament.
Yes, the captain has walked in, and of course is another one that likes to hit the ball, foresight, and some time now for consolidations, and George have lost 2 quick wickets. I don't think that was part of the script that they planned, probably, but they now have to just pull it back, and they're advanced. In fact, they're well advanced in terms of the chase, so there is no need for panic. Let's see. 9. Most of the times we've seen Narayan is from the southern end. We've seen him from the northern end today, which is...
Yeah, yesterday I think most of his successes, I think he would have bowled on change yesterday, coming from the southern end, 4 for 7 against St. John's. Really kept things tight and picked up wickets continuously to help strangle St. John's yesterday to 77 for 7 in their 20 overs.
So let's see how he goes this time from the northern end. Looking in the air again, and probably just getting in no bat on it, and it goes 1 bounce into the boundary for 4.
Yeah, Jeremiah is not missing that opportunity, and I think probably, you know, Hector, when you look at the field there, probably with the pace under control, is it advisable probably to bring in third man and push maybe one of the fielders back, you know, because you're both attacking. Jeremiah so far looking to go down the ground, and as we see that move is being made right now, the fielder third man is brought up, and the Narayan Belfon is now positioned down at the long off boundary.
Exactly, because Narayan is pushing the ball across the left-hander, and again this time the ball just spilling off the outer portion, and Mark, who has been and in fact Gangadin out there behind point on the offside, and just diving away to his left hand doing the fielding, and there is no run. So St. Mark need to be rather efficient out in the field. They has to lift the game if they are to really make a game of that. So to go back to the field change, Gary, this is more looking a far better field, because you have Narayan who pushes the ball across the left hander, so it's likely that will go towards long off.
Yes, as we see, a fielder is also down on the cover point boundary, and Jeremiah
another chance again.
Another catch to Peters. Jeremiah stationed there on the mid-off position. Jeremiah hits it straight to Peters, and a much easier catch for him this time. Jeremiah goes to 21, and St. George here 3 down for 31.
3 down for 31, and again Narayan not there for the shot. Probably maybe it might have been just a slower ball, and Jeremiah, who was and that's a big blow.
Big blow for Jeremiah, the leading run scorer in the tournament so far, goes for 21, looking to keep attacking, and this time the ball, as we said, may just been slower delivery there from Narayan. Smart bowling from the captain of St. Mark's, and simply catch to Kenroy Peters in the mid-on position.
And maybe what we need to look at is whether he did not look to go over the offside this time. Seemed to have closed the bat face and looked to go over the onside, and here is what caused it. The fact that the fielder
was back on the long off boundary.
So start thinking now that okay, the long on is in, let me clear long on instead. And smart captaincy, and I think that's what we would have really forced that shot. But well, he's gone, and St. Mark will certainly feel now that they can pick up 1 or 2 very soon again, Kerry. Can have a little ding-dong battle again here at the National Stadium.
Inside of 5 overs, 31 for 3. It's the St. Mark there on top at the moment, picking up 3 wickets. Akeem Alexis caught Kenroy Peters, and and looking at the scorecard, is one commonality between them. Kenroy Peters, Akeem Alexis caught Kenroy Peters, bowl Narayan Belfon. Johan Jeremiah caught Kenroy Peters, bowl Micah Narayan, and Emmanuel Stewart caught Kenroy Peters and bowl Ronald Williams.
But we did see a period in the St. Mark inning where they lost 3 wickets rather quickly, and it seemed like when the wickets fall, they fall in a heap. And there's now the captain and Hazard is in there.
Hazard, who has he has been among the runs of St. George's in tournament. He comes in at number 5. Previously, the wicket keeper in the team today, he had relinquished those opportunities to Emmanuel Stewart. So he is at number 5 for St. George's, are facing up to Micah Narayan in over number 5.
Yes, and the delivery which is wrapped on the pad. There's a stifle appeal, probably maybe getting a little bit of bat on it.
Yeah.
So just a stifle appeal, but again, these players must know that Narayan is always there or thereabout.
Looking to angle that ball into the right-handed batsman.
Defending missing leg stop, maybe going down the leg side, clearly. So we've seen some good umpiring so far during the tournament. Of course, these umpires do not have some of the equipment to work with like international, but it's been pretty good. There's maybe just 1 or 2, if any more than that, probably questionable decisions. But
yeah, I think overall the standard has been quite good. There have been 1 or 2 decisions which has been made, not correct decisions, but I think overall the standard has been quite good.
But I still want to say that they've been so close that it's difficult to even call it incorrect. Yeah, but except if they do not have aids in helping them, yeah. So they end up another over. 5
overs down, 31 for 3. The 2 batsmen at the crease, Hazard and Forsyth, they're yet to score. As we see discussion there between the wicket keeper Ronald Etienne and Ronald Williams, probably having some discussions. Should he probably get 1 more? And the decision is, as he's going to have 1 more, he'll be bowling to Forsyth on the strikers end. St. Mark's would love to snare another wicket here in the power play to really stamp their command on proceedings in the second half of the encounter.
Probably Hazard might be saying to the captain, please don't hit it to Kenroy Peters again.
Oh, certainly. 3 catches so far, 3 good catches from Kenroy Peters. And as we see actually a change now, Ronald Etienne, he is going to take out the action from the southern end, and he will be bowling to the captain, Forsyth, and probably a good decision there from St. Mark, looking to change the sort of attack in the middle. Ronald Etienne, normally a bowler that bowls very good in terms of wicket to wicket, very easy space quite well, and will be a different prospect to the batsman from St. George.
Yes, and match is very intriguingly poised, and St. Mark will be looking to make further inroads into the St. George batting. And, of course, we're coming down to the business end of the tournament, where it's a rush for some teams. In fact, this game is almost like a quarter-final game for St. Mark. If they win today, it gives them a path to the semi-final.
Yeah, next week they have another big matchup against St. Andrew, and it would be definitely a quarter-final matchup between them and St. Andrew. The winner of that match will go through, and the loser will go home. So 2 big matches on the cards. This one, very important match for St. Mark today, and an even more important one next week, because it all comes down to next week, because based on how the tournament is scheduled in terms of the regulations, so tiebreakers, that if St. Mark's and St. Andrew end up on same points, the team that wins head-to-head encounter, they're the one to advance to the next stage.
So some excitement there, but this way again, maybe just sliding down the leg side. Yes, clearly.
Yeah, a bit high and carrying down the leg side there from ATN. Good start from ATN, looking to attack the stumps, as we see another fielder in close on the onside. This time, actually, is a fielder is placed in the short, sort of what we define as the 45 position, and it's another catch opportunity.
No, don't tell me. Don't tell me.
Peters has taken the catch again. Cyprian Forsyth goes caught. Kenroy Peters running in off the long off boundary, and St. Andrew, St. George's, they're 4 down for for 31 here against St. Mark in match number 11 of the NLA GPL T20.
Did Hazard tell the captain, please don't hint it to Kenroy? No, not again.
Oh, certainly not again. Unbelievable stuff there from the St. Mark fielder. Kenroy Peters positioning there and the long off boundary, taking a simple catch, running in about 10 or 15 yards from the boundary. Easy catch there to Peters as Forsyth goes without scoring. St. George is 31 for 4 inside of the power play.
And game on.
I think it's certainly no advantage to St. Mark at this stage. 4 wickets inside of the power play, just about 5.8 runs and over. And as we see, Kenneth Demba strides to the middle. Would have been thinking probably he would not have been expecting to be batting so early at this stage of the innings. But inside of the power play, number 6 in, St. George is 31 for 4 in pursuit of 107 for victory.
St. Mark just seem to have that that knack to create heartaches and really to test the heart carry, because they've been involved in so much of those very, very close encounters. Maybe two games previously.
Yeah, I think I think you have to give credit to the captain, because he brought that fielder in on close to the batsman on the offside, and I think Forsyth probably see him. They probably say, let me see if I can hit 18 out of the ground to remove that fielder from inside of my eye line there. But what he did is present a simple catch to Peters' 4th catch, and I think normally when you think of player of the matches, you think of batsman or bowling, but Kenroy Peters is certainly putting up his hand as the player of the match for St. Mark so far.
And of course, there's a slip in now, and the silly, very, very silly made off. I find that very, very interesting. I want to say a silly made off, but that's a very, very silly made off, Kenny.
Very, very, very close to the offside, almost under the eyes of the batsman, as Demba got a faster, flatter delivery there from Etienne, pushed back on the back foot and pushed to the bowler, back to the bowler to his follow through.
Here is Denver playing forward, and Etienne coming across and does the fielding. That silly made off is almost, if the batsman goes forward, goes back and across and forward, he'll almost stepping on the silly made off. Is
almost maybe
very,
just about
close.
Just a couple of feet away from the edge of the wicket. So very, very close under the eye length of the batsman.
Maybe I wonder if he took a big insurance out there. Yeah, must have a very big insurance.
As they said, Hector, it's a silly position. So it says a lot about the position and the bravery of those who feel in those positions. That's young. Is that Gangadine under the helmet in the?
Same that. But I want to add another very to the silly. It's very, very silly. As delivery which is online, and well, at least he has the confidence to grab it, to grab one close by. He isn't flinching.
Yes. Young Gangadine, the leg spinner from St. Mark, with number 1 on his back in front of the bat, and would certainly take a good piece of catching to complete a. Oh, jeez! Came in with the arm, looking to cut, and he continued coming. Probably got it on the edge, and we heard some commotion through the stumps. Mike there, eluding the keeper, dunked off the ground, eluding the keeper. 1 run to Demba, he's off the mark, and at the end of another eventful over, 1 run for 1 wicket to Ronald Etienne, and St. George 32 for 4 after 6 overs.
Almost dragging that one back onto the stump. It was why this was side the off stump, and not presenting the full face of the bat, getting the inner portion, and getting a single. What fortuitously, but it's a single, 32 for 4, and we're in over 6 overs gone, and just pulling it back a bit for St. Mark. And this is what a little pressure can do. We did mention at the start of the match that the field was a little bit defensive and not enough pressure was placed on the batsmen to squeeze especially the singles that they were picking up rather easily. But I guess a good sign of good captaincy, Kerry, is when you can make changes based on situation. Just play the situation as they occur. And I think St. Mark did that very well. Yeah, they got 1 wicket and then they started to amp the pressure. 2 wickets, then brought 3 and brought 4. So certainly good assertive leadership there from Micah Narayan and the St. Mark's team, as we see another change in the bowling. That looks to be Sunil Narayan coming from the northern end. So Micah, he gave himself 1 over. He removed Johan Jeremiah, and now in Sunil Narayan, probably to see they can push some overs through the middle with 2 fresh batsmen at the crease. Can't afford to take any risk, and then he certainly would save himself for a few overs at the back end of the inning. Wonder if Micah Narayan is an admirer of Craig Brathwaite.
It's certainly different. They're from the same school of leadership.
Yes, took a wicket, took himself off, and has brought Narain in. Of course, you got to whipple away some overs from some other bowlers, and good time to do it is when you have new batsmen at the crease.
Yeah, so
And
they've bowled four bowlers. This is the fifth bowler, and they still have Kervin Gangadine to bowl. So certainly a lot of options available to the captain for St. Mark.
Narayan bowled the delivery outside the off stump, and Denver has nothing to do with it. Just, you see, he watches it, he doesn't like it, and he lets it go. And, for the adjustment, and as he comes in, Sunil to bowl a delivery. Denver
Reaches for that one.
opens the face of the bat, and should pick up too easily. As a powerful retain comes back in from Etienne, who had to chase her all the way out towards the backward of point boundary. Picks it up just about 10 meters inside the boundary. Gives the batsman enough time to have two.
Yeah, Etienne, a big man, but certainly quick on the feet. Wonderful sliding action, pick up in one flow in motion, throwing up, return a powerful throw to the keeper, and that is Milius. And Etienne looking good for a big man in the outfield.
Here is Sunil again. And Denver coming forward and driving again. This time just again opening the face of the bat and getting it past the left hand of the captain Narain, who is at extra cover. And this time can pick up only a single as Mark comes off the deep extra cover boundary to do the fielding. Mark has certainly distinguished himself in the field.
Yeah.
The games we've seen his.
Yeah, for the two first matches of the tournament, he had to do wicket keeping duties, and today, yesterday and today, that duties were relinquished to Kimani Milius, and he has certainly been outstanding in the field. Took an excellent catch, I think 1 or 2 excellent catches yesterday, and so far he's been on the song. So Clifford Mark probably has found his best position in the fielding unit.
So yes, and this time just a single again, driven down the ground, and probably should have done better than that. Sunil.
Yeah. I think looking to bring on Sunil, a bit slower in action, hoping that the batsmen probably would look to go after him. And so far, with the 5 deliveries in the over, you've seen the batsmen, they seem more content to push the ball instead of looking to go much aggressive against Narain. As Hazard pushes that one down to Peters. So the end of the over, 6 in which 6 was scored, St. George's 38 for 4.
Well, as proper cricket by the St. George's outfit after losing those wickets, those 4 wickets, just accumulating the runs easily. There's no need to hit 6s and 4s to win the game from here on. So it's been pretty good wicket. And about the keeping, St. Mark, in fact, has struggled with the keeping position. Probably it has cost them a game in the tournament so far. But with the advent of Milius, we've seen a different setup and a totally different attitude and more confidence being inserted in the team play. And Milius too has been very instrumental in the field setting and of course helping the captain in controlling things out there.
Yeah, as we hear him shouting instructions to a couple of the fielders to get into the correct position, and certainly that's what the Volcanoes players, they add to this. Not only their individual talents, but the experience at playing at the various levels. Milius, former West Indies under-19 captain, who would have captained at the under-19 World Cup. So he would have played in some big matches. He would have played in the 4-day tournaments at the PCL level. One day he just returned from Antigua. So he has the experience and he's lending it to St. Mark's outfit at the moment.
So doing it nicely. As I said, Hazard just again pushes it out into an open area on the onside. There is only 4 players on the onside, including that very silly mid-on now. For a short leg, so to speak. For a short leg, a position carry that we thought had gone out of the game.
Yeah, and in limited overs, I think we've seen that one of the persons who loves to position himself on the off or the onside of close to the bat is Pollard, the big man Pollard. We've seen it done a number of times in the T20 leagues. We've seen him done in the one-day international cricket, and it's good to see that you have a fielder keeping pressure on the batsman, reminding him that you just can't push. Ooh, good delivery there from Etienne.
Bounce and turn, and Denver knew not much about it.
As we see that wicket, Hector, certainly a sporting wicket, has something in it for all the players involved.
Indeed. And you go back to the thing about Pollard being at forward short leg. When he's there, Kerry, you can't see the rest of the field.
Such a big frame.
I don't know, Pollard probably knows that. So, delivery. CTNI experience, one of the most experienced player out there. And knocked down again this time on in front of the wicket by Gangadin. The batsman has enough time to go through for the single, but good work. And had that gone past him, they probably would have picked up
another. Yes.
Happened to keep the pressure on.
So he has been in the battle so far, Gangadin. Wherever he is, he's been in an action position and now in that extra cover position. Very short and straight.
Beaten again outside the off stump. A little bit of turn there for Etienne. Don't you right think dragging the batsman out onto the front foot?
Yeah, as we see when he bowls a faster one and then he can just slow it up, and you see when he bowls it at a slower pace, the ball gets the opportunity to do something off the wicket, and it's certainly turn on spin available outside there for those bowlers who utilize this effectively.
Yes, and Hazard searching there for that outside the off stump. Grouping. It's always difficult with the left arm bowler coming between the umpire and the stump. The ball will be drifting in, and when it does bite and turn, it creates a very difficult angle for the batsman.
That one is a bit flat and pushed through. The end of another run on Etienne over. He's completed his second. He's 1 for 3 of 2. And after 8, St. George is 40 for 4.
40 for 4. And of course, we see now that the asking rate has gone over the required rate has gone over the run rate, the current run rate. And if St. Mark can push this up to 6.5, 7, I think it will be interesting to see coming down to the latter stages of the game.
Oh yes, most certainly, and you know the talent of the St. Mark bowling unit in Belfon, Williams, and Orion. They certainly bowl good at the back end of the inning, and going up maybe 7.5 to 8 runs and over can be certainly a challenge.
Lovely Dabo Hills, Gary.
Oh, beautiful! One of the most beautiful sights you can see in cricket in anywhere around the world.
I wonder if you're sure you don't own a piece of land in Dabo.
No. I have no real estate. In the Dabo area. It's quite a lovely area, quite a beautiful view of the surrounding areas, and one of those spots you'll want to be in on any given day.
Yes. You're getting old, maybe, and sit on the veranda and look at sports down at the National Stadium, if we can come to it.
As this one is full toss, pushed down the ground by Demba. As the St. George's batsmen, they seem to be quite content at the moment in picking up the ones and the twos, are not looking to ultra aggressive.
Yes, indeed, and straight down the ground, and that's what they need to do. Don't be too extravagant. Yeah, ask Peters, who is down on the longer boundary, to pick it up from the ground.
Because he's been doing quite well plucking it from the sky. Kenroy Peters, Officer Kenroy Peters, a member of the Royal Grenada Police Force, is certainly very serious about his cricket, and he always wants to contribute, and he's done so far quite well for his team in the field.
Yes. So far intercepted everything that has come his way in the air.
I think his commander will be quite pleased with him as a member of the defense services here in Grenada, security services. He's doing quite well for his team.
He'll reach his turn on the onside, and there's no run again. Gangadin again quickly in to pick up. Has been relieved now of the duty under the bat. Probably is feeling a little bit more comfortable now. He's in the short mid-wicket area.
I think he'll be quite pleased, not being so close to the batsman, because it just sometimes it takes one miss hit or one firm hit and you're in between the ball and the boundary, and sometimes you are left to face the brunt of the force of that delivery. So he'll be quite happy being a few more meters away from the bat.
Peters has been brought back into the circle, and the delivery is turned away on the onside. He has to hurry for the single and gets it. And just a little fumble by Andrews. Andrews seems to be coming in from the just behind square on the onside. And the batsman had a single. It takes Hazard to 4. Demba is on 7. And we're in over number 9. 42 for 4. The is on the back foot and just plays it up into the offside. The fielder coming in from the cover area and does the fielding. There is no run. So Again is Sunil on his way to bowl to Denver. Denver gets a delivery. He forces down on the outside, and Sunil hasn't really covered himself with glory when the ball has been struck back to him on 2 occasions. We saw him fumble one earlier.
Yeah, I think it's an area in his game he needs to improve slightly, the fielding of his own bowling. You know, it could have been 2 deliveries he cut off and 2 less runs to the St. George's team, and those sort of dot deliveries they build pressure.
And who knows what they might lose by 2.
It's a funny game, that game of cricket.
Yes, and sometimes you look back and you see, well, boy, where did we let one slip here?
As we see Micah Narayan, he keeps bringing in changes. He brings on himself again for a second over, this time from where he has bowled the most from the tournament, the southern end of the ground, using that breeze quite well that blows across the ground to his advantage.
It's difficult to say he wasted an over because he did pick a wicket up from the northern end.
Oh yes, I think he's done well. You know, keep chopping and changes, because you know in T20 cricket you don't want the batsman to get too accustomed to any particular bowler, and always changing the proposition that is before the batsman from St. George's.
Yes, so if you ask me, I prefer to see him bowling from this end. He seemed to be so much more in control. Bowling from the southern end. You want to call it the southern end, Kerry?
Oh, I think the river road end. The river road end, and some people my good friend would say the city of River Road.
Alright. Home of course, Junior Murray.
And first Grenadian to play Test cricket, male Grenadian to play Test cricket, and it's also a village with a number of outstanding Grenadians across the spectrum, culture, sports, you name it. Some important or top persons in society would have come from the village that is known as River Road.
Yes, and of course Junior can stand in his veranda and look straight into the stadium here. And if he's in the veranda now, we probably can see moving. But he's here, we know he's here.
Yes, he's closer to the action. Actually, he's the coach of the St. George's outfit, so he would be down a few levels below us. A good delivery there from Narayan, pushed back to the bowler there, Hazard.
And of course, River Road, known more for football than cricket. Number of very well-known names in football. Well, in sports, I don't want to say football because a lot of those guys in the past would have represented Grenada at different levels. Cricket, football, we talk about the Papited Redheads and so on and so forth. They would have certainly represented in both disciplines, and probably other disciplines that I'm not aware of.
Oh, and that's edges, and the fielder, third man has some work to do. He gets around well, and the batsman they cross for 2. That was Stephen Granger. He was limbering to get across, but he did well to get down to save 2 runs, 2 important runs. St. George's a 46 for 2 in over number 10.
That was close. I just get a feeling that Miller, he couldn't have gotten to it, dropped well a bit in front of him.
I think he was a bit flat-footed, yeah. So you know he really could not have really moved at a moment's notice. So the most he could have done was really watch it fly past him, and 2 more runs to Hazard. He moves to 6, and St. George's they 46 for 4.
46 for 4, and things continue to happen again while Micah is on the attack now.
The question is though, should at this stage would you probably want to see a slip in position? You know, you have 4 wickets down. The batsmen they're looking to pick up 1 and 2. Good delivery, edge past the hand of the right hand of the keeper, and probably a slip in position would have accepted that one quite easily.
Yes, because it's about wicket. It's not. I still believe they wouldn't be able to contain St. George's under 107. So it's more a case of wickets that would really stop the progress of St. George, and probably if you're going to win, you try to bowl them out. I was already picked up 4. Delivery again pitched up and driven up towards the offside. And Gangadin is in attendance.
Yeah, it's 46 for 4, meaning that the score till to get is 61 to get off a 61 delivery. So almost around a ball, and as you would say that it would require more wickets from the St. Mark's team to help continue the stranglehold on proceedings at the moment. The partnership between Hazard and Demba is currently 15, but they are playing it smartly, not looking to be ultra aggressive, just picking the 1s and the 2s and help edge their team closer to the total.
And again, now we're starting to talk about scoreboard pressure. Having to maybe what was that? A required rate just about 5. Now it has gone to a runner ball, and as I said, if in the latter stages in a few overs it has gotten close to 7, it will be very interesting to see the approach now of the batsman.
Yes. Good delivery,
Pushes
from drive outside.
Peters this time the return, and he struck it directly, but I think he would have been home.
Yeah,
it was a loud appeal. The umpire was nowhere near a position where he could have judged that.
No, and then guess who again it is,
Peters
right?
again.
Kenroy Peters in the field. Direct hit as we see the replay. Hazard pushed firmly outside, out of the reach of Narayan. Peters in one flew, and I think he got in this instance. He did make it difficult for himself in terms of lengthening the distance between wicket to wicket, but I think he was just in. And one more to St. George's. There's 47 for 4 after 10 overs.
We've seen batsmen do this where they run pretty wide, and the closest distance between 2 points is a straight line.
Yeah, I think the question is probably whether he was trying to get wrong the bowler, who was looking to also get back to the wicket. So he was maybe trying to avoid the bowler, and in that instance, he lengthened his distance, but he was quite fortunate that the throw was not a millisecond faster.
There is no sympathy for you trying to evade the ball, and when the ball is being returned, if you're not in a crease, you're out. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, as you see, Sunil Narayan continues the action. He'll be about to begin his third over. After the halfway stage of the innings, St. George is 47 for 4, meaning that they need 60 runs off 60 balls with 6 wickets in hand.
Interesting. And I don't want to say it's getting tight.
Yeah, it's a runner ball territory, and as you turn, it can be 7.5, 8 runs quite quickly.
Indeed. And Hazard, really tall batsman, stands up straight and plays it back down to Sunil. Comes in again with a short run up and stroke down towards long on. Belfon comes off the long on boundary and sends return back. An easy single to Hazard.
Yeah, as we see, they treat in St. Mark's treating Demba with a little bit more respect or caution, because you see for Demba, the fielder that's Peters in the mid off is sent back to long off, and when Hazard is on strike, he's inside of the circle. ATN a bit much straighter in the extra cover position. And one again, Demba comes off the back foot, pushes it down to Naron Belfon in the long off position. So I think we can really eliminate all aspects of the pitch and just focus down, as we would say, down the V. That's where all the action is happening at the moment.
Yes. And just maybe difficult to find someone who probably could be a little bit straighter for Denver.
As we see that fielder now, Gangadin being Kimani Milias is directing into a sort of straight mid-wicket position. And this time Hazard pushes it off to the offside. Another single and a missed opportunity, and that is really poor cricket. Giving St. George's the opportunity. They come back for 1, they come back for 2. So 2 extra runs to St. George's, and certainly a little bit of untidy cricket there from St. Mark as the 50 comes up. 52 for 4 in after 66 balls, 57 minutes, 4 fours. And Narayan would not be too happy with the throw there from, is that Mark coming in from the the cover boundary? Yeah.
And see, these little things sometimes adds up into the end of the game. And,
so Hazard is on 11, 10 is Demba, who faces up to Narayan. Ooh. Good delivery there from Sunil. Nicely flighted, tossed up delivery. Had the batsman interested in that big booming drive and beats the outside edge.
Yes, and another advice again being called on by Milius. When Milius batted, the delivery before he got out, we did see a conference between the Windward player, the Volcano player, that was who was it?
Demba and Stewart. Was it Demba and Stewart?
Stewart did call the bowler, yes, and yes, Stewart it was who had a conversation with the bowler, and immediately.
Yeah, these champion players, they always know when to deliver, how to deliver on the big moments.
So 52 for 4. Extras is only 2, so St. George's did give away about 13 extras.
Yeah, very good discipline effort there from the St. Mark's unit.
So delivery this time wide outside the stump and going for it and wide signal.
I think
just passing over the top of the bat.
Yeah, I think Hector, you're really, as they say, goat-mounted St. Mark's on this occasion as we watch this replay. Pitch.
But I thought it was a little harsh though.
I think marginal, just on about the line, and again the line is a guide, so it's the final decision as this one is guided behind point. Micah does the fielding, one more to Demba. St. George's after 11 overs, 54 for 4. They're halfway through the chase.
Yes.
So they need 53 off 54 balls.
Yeah, very much under control. Should be under control. But again, wicket will be what is important for the St. Mark team if they are to peg St. George back.
Yeah, we see as we look at the bowling cards. Nyron Belfon, he has 2 overs left. He's 1 for 11 off 2. Ronald Williams, and oh my goodness, look at that. Look at that shot.
The power generating unit
of the
out in the back there.
And over that unit, you see the houses perched on the hills of Dabo, coming over the Devon Smith Players Pavilion into the action right here in the middle. And I can tell you, the scenes and the sights here at the National Stadium, they are some to behold.
Yes, and of course, Stephen Smith yesterday. What's the difference for St. Patrick, the old man? Yes, beautiful sight. Of course, the previous gravel quarry we're no longer used. It's no longer used. I think in the past, you'd have seen all the red.
Yes,
on the gravel.
The action now has moved from that side of the Krung to the Mount Rush side, where it's now being processed. And it's quite amazing in Mother Nature, because a few years ago you would have seen the gravel, bare gravel on the rock, but now it's almost completely covered by vegetation.
The vegetation has taken over, of course, yes. And I think that's the way the earth replenishes itself.
Yeah, as we see, Ronald Williams, he comes on for another spell. Previously 2 overs, 1 for 16. He will be bowling his third to facing first up is Demba. Micah Narayan looking to make the changes, ring the changes, hoping to break that partnership, which so far has been quite steady. They've put together 23. They came together with a score 31 for 4, currently 51 for 4. So they have been together. They've used up some time and helped to stabilize the innings a bit for St. George's.
Well, they needed to do that because they lost 3 wickets, in fact, rather quickly. And then a 4th one of probably the most important one they could not afford to lose, they lost. And the consolidation time it is for them. Short delivery again.
Yeah, and ATN is not too happy with the backing up there by the fielder. The batsmen, they were looking for a single. The non-striker Hazard was looking to get on strike, but ATN not happy. He wanted to find a return, but then there was no one backing up, so he's not pleased, and he's letting the fielders know that they would have to lift their standard.
Yeah, these fielders have to know that ATN will always be at it. It has to be ready. He will always going to have a throw most of the time. But he has a very experienced head, and his show live, they're not backing up. I don't think he will release the ball as he did on that occasion.
And that one, Demba plays it shot on the offside, but ATN is in there, and both him and Micah Narayan, they're keeping it tight on the offside. So 3 dot deliveries there from Ronald Williams to begin his third over, and Demba, he remains on strike.
So you can tell you that the West Indies at the moment is 100 and Sri Lanka is 157 for 6.
Yeah, I think the big gun today he didn't really get going. I think he made up the 31 or 36.
Yes.
That is
correct, no?
Yes, I am not going to try and pronounce the name. The Sri Lankan opener who would have scored 250s in the previous matches. He also got some runs in the T20, and he went out, as we see. Seems that ATN, he's going off the pitch. May have probably picked up a knock, and he's not one to really relinquish the battle, but he calls the substitute fielder, one of the Andrew brothers, is on, and ATN is off the park.
Well, we didn't see anything that suggested that he may have, but you never know.
And that is a shot and a wide delivery there. And Demba guides it behind point. The fielder, the substitute fielder, Andrew, comes around, does a fielding. 2 runs to Andrew. And you can see now Williams is not happy with that delivery. And quite interestingly, that is a position that was marshaled by ATN. And as soon as he leaves the park, the ball flies past the outstretched arms of the captain. Micah Narain.
Yes, indeed. Ironically,
I think looking at the replay there, I think Micah could have done a little bit better with that one there. Indeed. The ball went through him. It was not far from him. It literally went through him. And knowing Micah, the high standards he set, he himself would not be pleased with that performance.
It's an important 2. We talk about an important 2 runs. But let's see. So Williams, another
shot
short
lifting boy there. And even in over number 12, Hector, we still see some juice being extracted from the wicket.
But again, Kerry, we've seen Denver not seem to play the short ball too well, and probably they could have been someone a little closer in that position.
Yeah, and because so too, I think he's committing quite early on the front foot and looking to take the attack to the bowler. And smartly, Ronald Williams, he just holding back the line slightly, but he able to get another single.
Oh, the player is coming into that position.
Yeah, looking to keep. Is that looking to keep now Javed Hazard on strike? As you see a short extra cover in place. That is Granger.
Thought it should have been there for Denver, not necessarily Hazard, but who knows? I'm just feeling for that outside the off stump.
And wide signal by the umpire.
Wow, that was very, very interesting. Well, we'll have a look to. We'll have a chance to see it.
Yeah, that one was there wide there. Ronald Williams, Hazard just fiddling at that one there. And he's not pleased with the decision from
where it passed, Kerry. Oh no!
Just inside the margins there.
And these are the things
just
again
inside the margin
that can just make a difference coming to the end of the game.
Yeah, just inside the blue tram lines that was set there to guide the umpires.
So maybe just a break of concentration on the part of the umpire.
As we see, Hazard climbs on a short delivery, guides it behind point, where Andrew comes off the boundary and do the fielding. So 1 more to Hazard, he moves to 12, 1 more to St. George's, and after 12 overs, they're 59 for 4.
Yeah, 59 for 4 after 12, and the rate just there, and again, just asking rate, just 6 and over. Run a ball, that shouldn't be too difficult, and the St. Mark team would be it's maybe a little bit more overcast today than it was yesterday.
Yeah, it's quite thick overcast conditions right now, and I was shown some graphics early on with some rain bands in the not too distant future, so we hope it would avoid us, but the magnitude of that system looks like this afternoon we may get some have an interruption. We hope that it's nothing too serious coming our way, so that the cricket can continue. But at the moment, for the whole day, Hector, it has been certainly overcast.
Yes, it has been, and it has been all day yesterday. For the 2 days we've been here, it's been well, what you see, excellent conditions for the players out there. It hasn't been really hot, so yeah.
Yeah, as you see, Sunil to bowl his 4th over, so far 3 overs, none for 16. And as we enter over number 13, so the required just 48 runs off 48 deliveries are on a ball.
Very interesting field. Maybe looking to just stifle the singles inside the box. A top edge, and the fielder is going back.
They come for 1. They cross over for 2nd, and Granger a little bit slow to react there, and 2 more runs to St. George is 2 more runs to Hazard. He moves to 14.
Let's see. It doesn't look like the most competent of sweepers.
No, not at all. Yeah, I mean, he has been a bit more confident playing down the ground, in which he does now, but gets an inside edge, and the fielder Granger this time collects cleanly, sends a return to the keeper, so there is no run.
Once again, he's been pushing the ball comfortably through the offside. Now there's a shot. A shot is made off, and this is changing now to the onside, which I think the reason for the foul shot was because of that fieldsman.
Yes, and he'll be happy because, as you see, he's looking to that gap is now open up on the offside. Quite a big gap between the cover, the backward point and the field at extra cover, with the sweeper between them on the boundary.
So the line will have to be more leg stump now, and if you let short extra cover, as short mid wicket comes forward and does the fielding, there is no run.
5-4 biased leg field, leg side field.
Here is Sunil down and just teared away into the offside. There's an easy run down towards short third man, where the captain is stationed. So it goes to 62 for 4. It's a good little partnership now building between Denver and Hazard. Yes, partnership of 31. Denver is on 14, Hazard is on 15. And again a delivery which goes into the onside, and there is no run. So a little bit of pressure building up. The rate is almost pushing up towards 6.5, 6.28. And I think that's the whole purpose of the exercise now for St. John. And single again, where has been an area of choice for Denver, scoring choice for Denver so far in his innings. That ball just on the onside of the wicket. What's the end of another over? The end of 13. At the end of it, 63 for 4. Denver is on 15. 16 it is to Hazard. And certainly we in for. So I think we something telling me Kerry might be in for some intrigue.
Yeah, well, with St. Mark's, it has always been interesting finishes. The two previous matches against the first two matches against St. David and St. Patrick, it went down literally all the way down to the wire. Literally, the last two deliveries, when the match was completed, and it's a unit that they don't give up easily, and I can tell you that they'll fight right down to the finishing line.
Etienne has made his way back on the field, so probably maybe I've just gone off to do something that no one else can do for him.
As you see, it's another change in the bowling. This time it's going to be Nyron Belfon. He's coming in from the southern end of the ground. Previously he'd have bowled from the northern end of the ground, 2 overs, 1 for 11. And again, Micah is looking to make that breakthrough at the partnership 32. And they've they've had more than half the run, just a little less than half the runs of the team total in this partnership.
They have. And you see, looking for wickets. Probably with the left-hander. Maybe the slip could have been in place, Kerry, with the left-hander bowling.
Yeah, I think now Narayan is about looking to stifle the runs a bit. But as you say, the wickets is the currency of the game at the moment, and a wicket or two at this moment can really help swing the tide further in the direction of the St. Mark's team.
Yes, so Nyron Belfon. And this looks to see how he's gonna go. He tends to just not have the control at the start of his overs, but he comes in now to bowl to then gets a delivery online and pushes up towards mid-off, and a little harsh of it.
A mistake from Kenry Peters, which is surprising.
But it's acceptable.
After the high standards, 4 catches, a direct hit earlier on with the batsman just getting. You can't afford to fall the big man on this rare occasion.
Yes, indeed. So, yeah, just looking to probably take his eyes off the ball on the last occasion, and so therefore just missing it. Oh, not really missing the ball going through the hands, and a single. So this brings Denver back in strike.
No, that's Hazard on strike now. Yes, about the green helmet.
Back in strike.
Whoops! Oh, that's a bad delivery there.
A transfer.
Oh, jeez!
He might be there. I think he has gotten. As the umpire calls no ball.
Yeah, it's a no ball signal there by the umpire, and they go through for the bye. So that's 2 runs. We'll have to look at the replay there. A one that spilled out of the hands of Nyron Belfon as we see the replay. A full toss all over the chest, and Denver running through, calling thing. We see the throw from Milius.
He's there.
He looks like he's just got in there. So another extra from St. Mark, and a free hit. aggressive run in there from Demba, and one which really I can say flew out of the hands of the bowler Nyron Belfon.
Yeah, probably trying to bowl a slower delivery or cutter, whatever the case may be. 'Cause the ball just didn't come out well.
Yeah, so it's now a free hit with the ball delivered above the waist of the batsman without pitching, and the batsman Demba, and he certainly for the first time Demba can play. You know, he can afford to look to swing for the rafters with this one. The only how you can be out of a free hit, to remind you, is of a run out. So all other modes of dismissals are out of the equation. So Demba, he's certainly relishing the opportunity now to play with a little reckless abandon with the next delivery.
Yeah, he can also be out obstruction.
Yeah, well, you have obstruction, which is rarely as we've seen it happen in the first game, but it's one of those most rare forms of dismissals in the game of cricket. That and hit wicket.
Indeed it is. Yes.
And he swings well behind point, and that's a first boundary for quite a period of time for St. George's. They're 70 for 4. Demba goes to 27, and St. George's, they are 70 for 4 in over number 14. The partnership moves to 39, and the runs required is just 37.
Yes, so a delivery by Nyron on the part of Denver, and Denver helping it around behind square on the onside and picking up a boundary. So good result in terms of the, you can say the bowler has been penalized in more ways than one for the no ball. And then but again turn it on behind square, just into the pad. We know the type of line.
As they look to get another run of the fumble there from the return there from the deep to Kimani Milius, and Demba certainly using his experience quite well, and I think coming in at a situation of 31 for 4 has certainly helped to stabilize the I think they just to remind Demba to remain in his crease. Actually happened a couple of overs between Micah Narain and Demba, and this time Nyron is just telling Demba, hey bad buddy, remain in the crease until I deliver that delivery.
Yes, don't be a cheat. Yes, it's yes. But Denmark looked down, kept looking down at the crease, so he wasn't trying to steal anything really.
And a good firm drive there from Hazard. They're looking to come back for 2, and they decide at the last moment that no 1 is the most you can get. Very good fielding there from the fielder coming in from the deep cover boundary, that is Gangadine, and he certainly put in a good effort for his team in the field today.
Already, good over for St. George. Had a boundary, had a no ball and a couple singles. As Denba takes strike with for Nyron, who pulls out of the run up. Maybe something. In fact, there was still some movement in the fields. Adjustment being made to the fieldsmen. So the Funel had to abort the run and go back to the top of his mark. And turns on the top of his mark and pass umpire Man Warren. Wide down the leg side.
There, Nyron.
This was always the danger, Kerry. With Nyron coming back, a little bit loose.
Yeah, he's one of those bowlers when he's on song, and probably could have been kept for given another one, as we see that one looking to attack maybe the leg stump, middle stump line, and badly lined there down the leg side, and another extra which they have been quite good at so far, but at the moment the extra total it's piling up.
Yes, and would have been a good delivery to a left-hander. That's what he thinks.
Yeah, totally currently 6 extras as Nyron, he changes his line of action. He now comes around the wicket. They feel that the cover position he came in, now he's sent back, and with 3 fielders inside the ring on the offside, the ever-present Kenroy Peters is in the mid-off position, looking to probably pluck one of those missiles out of the air again.
He sent the man back to deep extra cover, and I guess you would want the batsman to be driving, and so here is to bowl to Denmark. Denmark gets one on target.
Yeah, looking at the field placement, you're trying to, the question is asked, what's the intention right now? Are you looking to probably restrict the scoring? Because with just 35 from 37 deliveries, just under 6 runs and over, there's quite a few gaps in the field to pick up singles, and you don't see the effort being made to probably be aggressive to pick up maybe snare, a wicket or two, maybe another field line inside the circle to put pressure. St. George is under a bit of pressure.
And there's the easy single towards the captain. So that's what you want to stifle the runs in within the circle.
Yeah, and a very expensive over in the context of the game. 11 runs.
11 runs, yeah.
Most expensive over in what a very long time. As St. George's, they're now 73 for 4 after 14 overs to win 34 of 36 balls with still 6 wickets in hand. Partnership currently at 42.
Yes, so you want to create pressure inside the circle. Yeah. And it's a slight break. The players are just refreshing themselves I think St. Mark probably, what you haven't seen them do probably at this stage, take the opportunity to come together to discuss the situation and just encourage one another.
Yeah, another trump card now being used by St. Mark. Ronald Etienne, he comes back. Previously 2 overs, no maiden 1 for 3. He picked up the wicket of Cyprian Forsyth, caught Kenroy Peters without scoring, and he will be looking to not only keep it tight, but who hope he can pick up 1 or 2 wickets for his team.
Well, we haven't seen Gangadin. He did tell me yesterday that he didn't really come out of the hand as well as he wanted it to. He was a bit expensive, so I guess maybe not trusted in a situation like that today.
Yeah, Sunil Narayan instead has bowled his full complete quota of overs, 4 overs. He goes 4 overs, none for 19. So ATN with 2 overs left, begin his third. Oh, is that a drop miss opportunity? It certainly is. ATN flung himself, got a tip to it, and hit the umpire. Also in the middle of the battle, got it on his shoulder, which he seems to be probably looking to brush off a moment. But ATN had the opportunity. He could not have hold on to the return catch as we see it. Full delivery, full-fledged drive. ATN just got the fingertips to it, and Mark got it up on his shoulder. And certainly the action, ATN is inspiring the action at the moment in the middle.
Mark may have gotten it more closer to the jaw than the shoulder, but he's okay. They had brought out a bit of ice maybe or something like that. Yeah, just holding an area just around the neck.
Yeah, maybe the old magic spray, as we see umpire trying to get out of the way, takes it on the shoulder, and a missed opportunity there from ATN. The ball came back quite firmly, just got the fingertips to it to maybe just slow it a bit and change the direction into the umpire who was looking to evade the action.
No need for concussion test, Kerry.
Well, I think the concussion is normally for the is for when you get hit in the head. So it was far from the head, and with a little magic spray, as the fielder from St. Mark, quite good spirit of the game, came out, just give him a little magic spray, and he seems to be alright as the action about to continue in the middle.
It shows us now that he's struck somewhere on the collarbone.
Yeah,
so, yes.
I can tell you those balls, when you least expect it, they can be quite painful.
But he was doing a pretty good job at trying to evade it, but it was deflected.
Yeah, I think the fingers of ATN brought it back into the path of Mark, who was looking to take evasive action.
A lighter moment though in the game, though somebody got hit, one of those. Yeah, and ATN though would be a bit disappointed. He sets high standards for himself, and probably he probably would be the first to tell you that he probably should have held on to this one.
And this one pushed on the offside. Demba looking for the single. He's correctly sent back by Hazard. Micah Narayan there in the backward point position. He does the fielding.
So we're in over number 15. There's Etienne to delivery, which is struck up on the offside by Hazard. And there's no run. Lots of advice being shouted. It goes for the reverse. There's a lot of piece gone.
LBW.
He asked for the review, but there is no review. Sorry, lad.
Certainly uncharacteristic there from Hazard. he goes for the review, struck in front.
Straight away.
You know, he probably saying that maybe he would have come off the bat, but certainly an uncharacteristic shot there. As we see the replay, plumb in front, no bat involved, and a good decision there from the umpire.
So we know the umpire is in concussed.
He's certainly on the ball at the moment as the new batsman, Kim Charles, strides to the middle. St. George, the partnership comes to an end. What has been a restorative partnership between Demba and Hazard. Hazard goes for 16 and St. George is a 74 for 5 in over number 15.
Well, was his maybe Hazard's concentration was broken after the action, the umpire getting struck because I mean the shot really wasn't on the length, probably fooled in length, and I did say earlier that he doesn't look good sweeping at all.
Yeah, and I think if you don't want to sweep, look to play the ball down the ground. So disappointing dismissal there from Hazard, playing across the line of a straight delivery, and he would be disappointed with that dismissal. Joy for St. Mark. They've picked up the 5th wicket. St. George is 74 for 5 with 1 delivery left in over number 15.
Well, game still on. We're still over in around 6.5 runs per over, and as the over is rippled away, the rate seem to go up pretty quickly. And it will be, as I say, it will be very interesting if he gets 7 and 7 and beyond. That's 18. The ball to the new batsman.
It's Charles comes forward and tries.
Down the leg side, yeah.
And Etienne again not able to feel off his own bowling. So Charles is off the mark. He's on 1, and at the end of an eventful over in which the umpire a catch was dropped, the umpire was struck, and a wicket was taken off a attempted reverse sweep.
Yes, and all that into the excitement, and so Kenneth Denver is there. He's on 23, and he becomes now the focal point, the important man now for St. George.
Yeah, as you look at still in the hut, you have Daryl Cyrus and Javel St. Paul, who are more long hitters off the bat, but I think they'll be looking, St. George's will be looking for the calm head of Kenneth Denver to guide the team home from this position.
There's very little, in fact, between the current position of St. George. If you compare it, Kerry, when at this stage after 15, where was St. Mark? Well,
we'll have to check the stats to see, but I'm sure it was certainly a close one, not too far apart.
No.
And with 5 overs to go, 30 balls left, 32 runs to score, we see Micah Narayan brings on himself for his 3rd over. And he's having a chat there with ATN in the mid-pitch confrontation, looking to set the field right, as we see 2 fielders back on the leg side, so means that he'll be looking to probably attack the stumps, the protection deep backward square, a long leg in position. On the leg side you also have a long on in place, and that looks like Ronald Williams, who is now positioning himself in the mid-wicket position on the onside. And on the offside, we have 3 fielders inside. Kenroy Peters, he's in mid-off, close to the captain. Ronald Etienne covering the covers region. That's Kervin Gangadine in another position on the field. He's now in backward point. Stephen Granger, he's down on the 3rd man boundary, and Clifford Mack is out on the sweeper position on the offside.
Kim Charles gets one on the stump and plays it up towards Etienne, who is right in his eye line almost at a very short extra cover. And sometimes it's funny to think that there could be so much pressure in the mind of a player where there is not really a great deal of pressure, but it's all a question of the mind, and feel things sometimes that doesn't exist sometimes, but it's there and can influence the way you play.
This one is turned. They'll be thinking for 2, but quite comfortable to settle for 1. And this time Narayan strain maybe close to the stumps, and with that field set, you'd want to keep it maybe on the off stump, but just about the off stump, outside the off stump.
But like the thinking there of Kim Charles, it was just about the off stump and almost a lovely wrist. Got it behind square in an open area. I think that's the key thing. Hit the ball in areas where there are no fieldsmen.
Yes. A very smart player, Kim Charles is. Not to be known as one of the flamboyant stroke makers, but more a nudger and a pusher of the ball. Oh, and Demba goes for the big heave. Kimani Milius gets the gloves to it, and that is Sunil Narayan. He does the fielding. They come back for the second. So we wait for the signal from umpire man Warren, and it's a bye. So Demba looking to go downtown, misses the bat, misses the stump, and the keeper is not able to collect cleanly behind the stump.
Well, he missed the keeper too. The thing is, he probably thought he was bowled, and how did he not get bowled there? Well,
I think the stumps probably would have swayed out of the way. Maybe the strong breeze at the National Stadium swayed the stumps from its current position. But two welcome runs to St. George's. They moved to 78 for 5, and still require 29 of 27 deliveries.
Here is Micah again, and driven this time much more in control, much firmer up towards long off. And Kenroy Peters, who have not been too much in the action in recent time, those get into the action. Maybe St. George is beginning to feel nervous now that he's getting back into the action.
Certainly the action man, Kenroy Peters, 4 catches, outstanding catches in the outfield today to really help his team into a strong position early on in this inning. Oh, off the outside edge, and they come back. Look like they're coming back for a second. They settle for 1. And the runs, they come trickling in. So far, 5 runs from the over. Required just about 6.5 and over. 6.5 and over. And 80 for 5 with 1 ball short of over number 16.
Yeah, so it's gotten tight, Gary.
Yeah, I think it has been like that way throughout since the wickets has fallen and the partnership. There's always around that area, 6.5 runs and over. With just about 27, I think the batting team would start feeling a little bit more on ease. And that one good delivery there from Narayan. A very smart bowler is Micah Narayan.
Yes, indeed. Doesn't have the pace of like a young Narayan. Remember playing under 19 cricket, he was a lot sharper. But certainly has now been able to experience, with a lot more experience now. And the funny thing about it, Gary, is that when you're young and you doesn't have the age, you doesn't have the experience. When you get the experience, it doesn't have the age now to
the circles of life.
Yes, indeed. You know.
As you see, Ronald Williams, he would be bowling his final over. He's coming in from the northern end of the ground. So 4 overs left. 1 left for Belfon, 1 left for Williams. Micah Narayan 1, and Ronald Etienne is 1. And I think it's some crucial overs ahead with 27 needed of 24 balls, and I think one of those overs probably will be targeted maybe by the St. George's batsmen. And Ronald Williams, he's one of those bowlers. He doesn't really pitch up that much, keeps it on a good length, allowing the batsmen to go after him, and where he has been quite economical so far in the tournament.
Yes, and one of the things I often look at is the fact that when bowlers started on an end and they probably are brought back for a single over from another end, sometimes it just struggle a bit. And I don't know if that was the case with Belfon. When he came back, remember he started at the northern end and he came back for that solitary over from the southern end. Just didn't seem to get it right.
Yeah, as we see adjustments being made in the field there. 2 fielders in short on inside the circle on the offside, 2 on the leg side, and the next 5 fielders are covering the boundary.
Goes to Kemchaz, who just pushes at it, problems, and again another mix up again by Milius.
The batsmen, they come through for a bye. He didn't collect cleanly. He was called through Kem Charles. He was staggering. Demba, he was running to get onto the strike, and Kem Charles, with that miss there from Kimani Milius not collecting cleanly, he was able to eventually get home. So 1 run to St. George, another extra, and at the moment it's 81 for 5.
St. Mark keeping woes continue, and really, it's not one that should have been fumbled in that way by the keeper. But he did, and cost the team a single. A precious run, okay, at this stage. Very precious.
All runs are very golden at this moment, as 9 extras.
Short and in the air, and who's coming around?
It looks like it's going to fall in no man's land, and the fielder, the batsmen, they cross for 2. Yes, and I think you're looking at the fielder. I think that the fielder could have been a bit more straighter in the mid-wicket position, because the pace of the batsmen, in our form of cricket, mid-wicket, cow corner, as we say, is one of the most productive areas, and maybe a missed opportunity there from St. St. Mark, as we see now that just adjustment is being made in the field. That is Gangadine pushed back to the mid-wicket boundary. Nyron Belfon is called into the circle. And I think the decision is right, but I think you may want to have maybe a taller player in that position down at mid-wicket.
But not only that, no. Denver is gonna just take an easy single in the mid-wicket area.
Yeah, you see, and he can, if based on how well he plays it, he can pick up as much too, because quite a few acres of space available for the team on the leg side. The only person in on the leg side is a fielder at short of fine leg, and from deep backward square, mid-wicket, long off, quite open areas for St. George's to knock the balls into those areas and pick up ones and twos.
Yeah, so Harris Williams on his way. Does he have the control to bowl for a field like that? And we saw Denver, they're just shimmering a bit towards the off stump, and I think that was the reason. So had the ball straight, just tuck it into the onside, but he was able to open the face of the bat and say it out towards the point and still get the single.
Yeah, it's 23 now needed of 21 deliveries. Just about 6.5 runs and over, 84 for 5. Demba is on 27 of 36. Charles is on 3 of 5. And it's certainly in for a Tanti Merle style finish here at the National Stadium.
Keen beaten outside the off stump. And this time not fumbled by the keeper. So the score is kept on 84 for 5. And just bordering on 7 runs required per over.
Yeah, 6.9, just a touch, a smidge under 7 runs and over. 23 runs of 20 deliveries.
Still panic, there's no need. This can be. See, just one boundary. Here's a delivery short again and looking to pull, and maybe just beaten there for pace.
Yeah, good pacey delivery there from Williams. Rushing Ken Charles, not in a position to play the shot that he wanted to. Probably could have just ride it, look to get onto the back foot and just turn it onto the leg side. But he looked for the pull shot out of the closet and was not successful in his execution.
But it's a good shot in the circumstance, because there's no one at the short mid wicket, or even if he doesn't, he mistimes it, he probably will get away with it.
Which he does well as mid wicket. They come back. They're looking to come back for 2. Demba, he's scampering back to get home. So 2 more runs to Charles. He moves to 5, and St. George's there 86 for 5 after 17 overs. Require 21 runs of 18 deliveries at 7 runs and over.
Yes, 7. So nudged up to 7. So not a bad over in the circumstances. What the captain is asking for now is control, and he's going to pick the ball up from the southern end. He's going to come back into the attack.
Yeah, and I think the over from left from Nyron Belfon, it is going to be an important one, because we know Ronald Etienne, he still has 1 over left, and this is now 2 important overs to come up from Nyron Belfon and the captain Michael Narayan, with 21 required of 18 deliveries. The set Kenneth Demba on strike, he's on 27 of 36, and Michael Narayan will be looking to remove him to send even more jitters into the squad of the St. George's.
Yes, I think we'll probably see Narayan now bowling a much fuller length, looking to get the Yorkers in. Denver was lucky earlier to just manage to dig one out, get a bit of bat the previous over.
As we see the Peters being changed from his favoured mid-on, long-off position now to the long-on.
Oh, beating him there outside the off stump. And just groping there, Denver. And there is no run. Already keeping an eye on that required rate. He's almost gone up to 7.5.
Yeah, 21 runs required of 17 balls.
Delivery.
Just four deliveries separating the runs required from the balls left, as Narayan at the top of his mark, looking to dislodge Kenneth Demba. And wide one, which Demba had to reach for, beats the outstretched hand of And a misfield there from Granger allows Demba to come back for 2 runs. So St. Max need to be a bit more disciplined in the effort in the efforts in the field.
Yes, and he was not under pressure at all, so there's no need for that. You know, fairly regulation, bit of fielding. Had ample time to see that.
Yes. Poor effort there from Stephen Granger. He probably took his eyes off it at the last moment and just bobbled behind him, and with that little missed opportunity. As we see, this one is walked on the onside. Again, the call is for 2. Kenroy Peters, he has to do the fielding, but he cannot restrict them from completing 2 runs. So 2 more runs to Demba. He moves to 31, and St. George's, they're 90 for 5. They require 17 or 15 balls.
Yeah, so it shouldn't be too difficult, as I said. There is some gaps in the field. It doesn't have to go helter-skelter, go searching for leather to get that. Discipline in the field, tightness, make sure 1 is 1.
And he hits that one hard down the ground. Kenroy Peters comes around, does the fielding, so 1 run to Demba. Probably didn't hit it as well as he liked, but he probably should be happy he didn't hit it as well as he liked, because Kenroy Peters was the officer in charge in patrolling that region of the ground.
That's right.
As the runs keeps decreasing now, 16 runs of 14 balls. Kem Charles is on strike, 5 of 8.
But he's on 22. Good. It's a good hand played by him so far. But you want to bring it home. That's what you want to do.
And this one from Kem Charles is played firmly down to the action area where Kenroy Peters is covering. So 1 more run. 7 runs so far off the over, with 1 delivery left. And the question is whether Demba will be looking to maybe go for glory or just look to get off strike and stick strike of the first ball of the next over.
So they have achieved the required rate. What is needed? What was needed? 7 runs with the chance of maybe just going beyond that.
And he hits that one, and he hits that one well. 6 important runs to Kenneth Demba and St. George. He hits the final ball of the spell of Michael Narayan for 6. And St. George's, they're 98 for 5. Require just 9 runs of the final 2 overs.
And certainly that's a killer blow. And that's what probably he didn't want that big over. He wonder it had to come at some point. And certainly it's probably St. George's home now.
Well,
pressure is off.
Hector, you can't say that. Remember, it's cricket, T20 cricket. We are West Indian, blood flowing through our veins, and we can really mess up any situation. So it's still open action, because I think now Ronald Etienne, he'll be coming to bowl. He'll be looking to bowl this over number 19, and would have been looking probably to just have a few more to play with. But at the moment, 98 for 5, 9 runs required off the final 12 deliveries, with 5 wickets in hand. Kenneth Demba on 38, Kem Charles on 6. St. George is certainly in the driver's seat at the moment.
Yes, you want to think that they're in the driver's seat, less than 5 runs and over. And you have 2 batsmen that has been there for, a while now. Kem Charles have come in, and he has looked rather comfortable. Of course, Demba has been there for a while. And difficult to see how St. Mark can stop them at this stage.
Yes, very sensible batting so far from them. But 38 of 41, 1-4-1-6. He came in a situation where his team was 31 for 4. And he has played well so far. The Windward Volcanoes bowling all around out of St. Vincent. He has contributed well to the efforts of St. George's in putting them in this position here at the National Stadium in match number 11 of the NLA GPL T20.
So they now have to bring the fielders in, because they have to now prevent that easy singles and stuff. Only if they can pace the field, well, all power to them.
Yeah, as we see 3 fielders very tight in on the offside, and Ken Charles goes back and pushes it to Nairon Belfon, who is in a very extra cover, very short on the offside. Even Michael Narayan in the backward point, he's short, so too is third man. So the ring of fielders on the offside is that's a very healthy edge from Kem Charles. Runs down to the boundary and crosses the rope. So 4 more runs to Kem Charles. 100 is up. 102 for 5 for St. George's of 116 deliveries. 103 minutes, 6 fours and 1 6, and a very thick edge beat the fielder there. That is I make it to be Sunil Narayan.
No, the captain. That has to be the captain. That is long there.
No, that's
No,
Sunil.
Sunil,
Micah
yeah.
is in the
Sunil,
backward
Micah is in
point. So
backward
Sunil
point, yeah.
Narayan in short third man. Thick outside edge. ATN, he bowled that one a bit faster, and a very thick and rewarding edge there from the bat of Kim Charles.
Well, that's the danger you face.
Oh my goodness.
Don't think he
And
got
they
the
coming
leader.
back. No, they decided not to take on the arms of Kenroy Peters, steaming in there. You had Young Gangadi in short mid wicket. The ball was lobbed over his head, looking to go back. He skidded and he fell on his back. And Kem Charles gets off strike. Demba is on strike. And with 4-2 win of 9 deliveries, Demba is looking to administer the final rights here in the match at the National Stadium.
So it's just one blow required. One more shot required. One more blow required. He's off the back foot and punches it up the ground and doing it rather easily.
Yeah, ATN he held that back one, probably expecting Demba to probably go after it, but Demba is like, we just 4 runs required. Why should I look to go and hit it with one shot when I have 9 deliveries to score 4 runs? He got a single. St. George's 104 for 5.
Yes. Kem Charles hits it down the ground and he'll pick up another single. Gangadin can't prevent the single, diving away to his left. And, almost over now for St.
Very valiant effort there from St. Mark, a team who has certainly not given up. And the captains keep saying if we get 120, we are always in the game. But the batting, they fell short a bit today with 2 runs to go. And Demba is caught.
Climax.
Kenneth Demba looking for the sweep, gets a top edge, caught at the short fine leg position. He goes for a well played 39, caught Stephen Granger, bowled Ronald Etienne, his 3rd wicket of the match, and 2 runs away from victory with 1 over left in the inning.
We've seen that so often where you expect batsmen to carry it home. And just gifting the wickets at that point. And let's see, I'll come home just for the final rights, Crony. It's been a good game. Maybe St. Mark now can look back and at a few at a few instances in the game where probably they gave a few extra runs away that they probably need now.
It's just an exciting game. I thought that St. Mark's did try very hard to keep it very tight. I think there were some lapses on the St. Mark's team. We see a number of misfields and so forth. At 40 for 4, I think it was. I think it looked, it looked really challenging. With 105 for 6, with over to go, it should be pretty easy. As we see Belfon coming with last over.
Yeah. And he has not really bowled well during this, and always likely that there would be extras.
Yeah.
And,
Maybe
I thought he should have gone around the wicket now, but it'll have to be seen.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting now. We'll have to probably just try to bowl one side of the wicket and have that side pretty packed. Just to cut off the single, but now they're pushing the 3rd man back. Right now, it should be up because you want to stop every single. So no one should be.
So how is that defeat going to affect the path to the semi? Oh, and that could be a no ball too, but it goes away, and that will be it for St. George. And so Kem Charles getting a wayward delivery from Narayan Belfon and putting it away. And the victory is assured for St. George. 6 for 109. Remember, needing 107 to win. And certainly St. Mark will be disconsolated.
Yeah, and again another bad delivery. It sums up the bowling of Belfon. And that just want to hit easily over mid off down to the boundary for 4. A good win by St. George's. I think they would have come back very strongly. And the inning of played by Kenneth Denver, I thought was very important. This was the turning point where he really put his head down and batted very well.
Yes, indeed.
I think his inning was critical, Also picked up 2 wickets, which I think he have done enough to be the man of the match. And St. George's would have completed their dominance in their fourth game. They have not lost a game this far, and they have continued to do well.
Yes, indeed. And St. Mark, well, I would only probably now looking at the path to qualification.
Yeah, it makes it almost impossible since St. Mark's having lost some 4 games, which means it will be very difficult, almost impossible for them to be part of the top 4. But yeah, one question again, a little strategy of St. Mark's in terms of the changing of the ball. I thought when Micah came off after he picked up the wicket of Jeremiah, I thought it was the pressure was eased up there. Came on with Narayan, the spinner, who started, and all he had to do was to push it around. The batsman get a feel of things, and I think this is where it kind of changed. I thought that Micah should have continued at least for another over, just to keep the pressure on.
Indeed.
And I think it really moved away from St. Mark's at that point in time. So maybe I had to look back at the strategy that they used in trying to contain St. George's to get to the runs. Well, again, another good victory by St. George's.
Yes, and of course, a couple of interviews will be lined up from downstairs. Of course, we'll be talking to the captains and probably the awardee of the man of the match.
Yeah,
and we're seeing Peters took 4 catches, and yes.
Yeah, St. Mark's would be, I think, very disappointed in terms of their performances. Remember that they lost 2 very close games, one against St. David's. And they generally had a good start today. I thought they had a good start to the batting of Etienne and Milius. And they just lost today. Milius got out. They really should have got up to at least 130, 135 runs just to make a match out of it.
Correct.
But and St. George's would have won in the 20th over. So it tells you that 20, 30 runs more could have been a big difference.
And a few errors in the field, of course. Milius himself let a few go behind the wicket, and sometimes just doesn't seem to be taking the game as serious as he need to.
Well, just quickly before we go down to Kerry, Alexis was caught by Peters, ball Belfont 5. Jeremiah caught Peters, ball Narayan 21. Stewart caught Peters, ball Williams for 3. Forsyth caught Peters, ball 18. No score. Javed Hazard, LBW 18. 16. Kenneth Denver caught Granger, ball 18. 39. Kemchal not out 16. And Javed St. Paul not on not. Kemchal played a good little inning there, 16 from 14 deliveries. Williams 4 overs, no made, 26 runs, 1 wicket. Narayan 4 overs, no made, 23, 1 wicket. Etienne 4 overs, no made, 12 runs, 3 wickets. And Sulin Narayan 4 overs, no made, 19 runs, no wicket. As we head down to Kerry.
We're here at the post-match ceremony for what has been another exciting match in the NLA GPL T20. Match number 11, St. George's versus St. Mark's, certainly lived up to the hype. We're first going to have the presentation of the Player of the Match award to Kenneth Demba. He's 2 for 20 and 39 in helping steer his team home to victory. Just going to have a quick word with Demba. Demba, happy with your performance. I know you're a bit tired. 20 overs in the field and almost 20 with the bat.
Yes, I'm happy that we got the win, but very disappointed that in the way I got out, and again that seeing my team right through. But again, I am proud.
All right, once again, congratulations, Demba, and all the best to the rest of the tournament.
Thanks very much.
All right, we're going to have a word with Micah Narayan, the captain of St. Mark. Micah, you guys might be some of the smallest team in the tournament, but certainly you guys have big heart and always put up a fight.
Yes, of course, as I said, we have a bowling unit that we could defend anyone. But today, as I said, 120, 130, and then no team couldn't beat us. But I didn't get that runs, and you can see it again. We fight till the last over to get 108 runs.
All right, well, you guys are not quite out of the tournament. Have a big match up next week against St. Andrew. It's virtually a quarterfinals, win and go home. Looking forward to that encounter?
Of course, I mean, we still have something to play off, so we have the mentality to go there and win. So this week we're going to have some training session and work on the areas that we are weak on, and we'll take the positive and then go out and see if we could win the next game. All
right, Michael, well, once again, commiseration for today's match and all the best to the rest of the tournament.
Thanks, sir.
All right, we're now going to have a word with Cyprian Captain, the Cyprian Forsyth captain for St. George. Cyprian Forsyth certainly made it an exciting one today.
Yeah, we got off to not the sort of start that we wanted, but in the end, we showed that our team, the depth in our batting, and we came out victorious here today.
Yeah, that match-defining partnership between Hazard and Demba certainly would have calmed some nerves, any of the nerves in the dressing room.
Yeah, after losing 4 wickets, those are 2 guys that we have confidence in. Hazard obviously getting 40 plus in a previous game. So given the depth of our batting, we were always confident.
All right, your bowlers again have done well for you, keep restricting the team to the third total on 110 and restrict St. John's to 60. So must be quite happy with your bowlers.
Yeah, most definitely. All the games in the tournament, they have been doing the job for us, and we expect them to continue.
All right, so final game for you left in the group stage. You have already qualified for the semi-final against St. David's next week. Is certainly a big one.
Yeah, every game we have to take it seriously. We can't ease up at all. We still have to come out and execute and look to play good cricket.
All right, so Forsyth, congratulations today and all the best to St. George's for the rest of the tournament.
Thanks much.
All right, so that's the news from the presentation ceremony. Victory to St. George's by 4 wickets as they continue their winning streak in the tournament, 4 from 4.
Yeah, and St. George's continue to do well, winning their 4th successive game, and has qualified for the semi-final. We're now going to take a quick break as we prepare for our second game for today, St. David's versus St. John, which will commence in about half an hour time.
Holy natural spring water is a water for every occasion. On the field of sports, at your workplace, just open the bottle and savor the pure, refreshing taste. Holy natural spring water is produced in Mama Can St. Andrews and is available in all sizes nationwide. To order, telephone 444-7654 or 533-7654. Holy natural spring water, Grenada's purest bottled water.
More jackpot money, more reasons to play this game. More money for way. Super 6 a bigger jackpot game.
Now you love Super 6 even more. With more money.
To the jackpot galore. Play more, win more, have more fun. With more jackpot money.
Super 6 is my number 1.
With the new and improved Super 6 game, the jackpot keep growing and growing.
And growing.
More jackpot money, more reasons to play this game. More money for way. Super 6 a bigger jackpot game. Super 6, bigger jackpots, more chances to win.
Holy natural spring water is a water for every occasion. On the field of sports, at your workplace, just open the bottle and savor the pure, refreshing taste. Holy natural spring water is produced in Mama Can St. Andrews and is available in all sizes nationwide. To order, telephone 444-7654 or 533-7654. Holy natural spring water, Grenada's purest bottled water.